Hello, hello. You're listening to another episode of the Lost in a Burger Sauce podcast. We are one man down, and Precious is on the train, currently on his way here, but we'll speak to him in a bit. Um,
Baiting him out saying he's late.
yeah, we all have our moments. Um, more some more than others. Um, but yeah. So
It's
how's
TFL
everyone's?
though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And Sunday, and he lives in Slough.
And his train strikes, I think.
Ah, peak.
I don't know if it's today, but the
Yeah,
strikes.
well, it's going to be a mission for him to get back home there. But well, we commend his efforts. But yeah, apart from, I guess that leads into like how's everyone's week's been? Like what's been your highlight / low light of the week? I guess Precious's will be the train, but so yeah, I guess we'll start with Sank.
Okay, so as you guys might know, I went to Coventry over this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, I posted on my Instagram and my WhatsApp. Not the best place, I would say, Coventry. Literally a shithole. But they have this like nice arena where their stadium is, and in that arena there's a casino, Grosvenor Casino. So I went to go play one of the biggest competitions, poker comps outside of Vegas, which is also the biggest in Europe apparently. So there was like 10,000 people who had entered, and it was like £150 to buy in, and the top prize if you make it is like 200,000, something ridiculous like that. So it was like worth a try. I went with a few buddies, family members, and yeah, it was actually one of my it's my second time playing poker live, so I just went for the fun of it, and I happened to come in the top 10%. So 10,000 people had entered roughly, and I came 884th.
Okay.
Overall, the experience was fantastic. I thought, and the fact that you can actually win a lot of money from such little money. I guess the confidence it gives you to go and play more, and also the fun that you get from playing, is what excited me. So it might actually lead me on to play other live competitions.
Gamble away, kids. Gamble away.
Is this the road to Vegas?
I mean, this is how some people start. So if you can like
It
spin
is.
up £150 up to 200,000, why not, right? But
Did you only buy in once, or could you buy in?
so
multiple times?
funnily enough, I had already gotten my ticket from last year, but I hadn't used it. But the ticket was still valid, so I actually bought in for only £30 to win a ticket to go to the event. So it was like, it's what you call a satellite. So you win the satellite to get a seat at the event, or you can just go straight to the event and pay £150. So I paid £30, and I ended up cashing out like 330. So I had like 10 times my initial buy-in of my satellite. But it wasn't about the money at that point, because it's really hard to get into the top 10.
The love of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
I love this game.
it's the fact that I saw so many people that I knew already, people who I've worked with or like met in my kind of like work life, because I work in poker, and a lot of them didn't make it to where I got to. So there were 3 days that played. I got to day 2. From day 1
Did
to
you
day
flex
2.
on them?
Sorry?
Did you flex on them?
He's
I didn't
doing it
flex on them,
now.
but they all like congratulated me for getting that far. And honestly, it was it's just a nice feeling.
So
to
you,
know
said,
that-
so you got the furthest out of everyone you know.
Second furthest. My cousin got further than me. He got like 400 and something out of 10,000. But you don't get paid much up until about the top 100 out of 10,000.
So, so you're basically same level.
I want to say same level, but we got paid similar amounts of
Mm,
money
That's
out.
how I'd spin it. But,
Because they paid a lot of people out. That 10% out of 10,000 is 1,000 people still. So they did pay out a lot of people. And it's just the fact that you get to get your money back, and then you get to enjoy the game, as I said, but also like you get to recognize that you actually did well. I don't know if you guys ever like paid attention to like top percentiles or anything when doing exams, but being in the top 10% is quite a nice feeling, I would say. So yeah, it might spur me on to go do other things, and if I happen to win more competitions, this is the reason why, because this is what triggered kind of my like for the game. Yeah, so that's what my weekend was. So I spent like basically 2 days playing poker. Like the first day I spent like 10 hours just sitting down playing poker, and then day 2, which I made to I played like 5 hours or something. But I actually made it to like the live stream because they were streaming it. So
Okay.
people just texting me and showing me pictures of me being on live stream, which is quite fun, I thought. But
Lifestyle.
yeah, it was a quite exciting experience, I'd say. Yeah.
How's your poker face?
Terrible. I literally had to cover my face because I was just trembling at times
Oh,
when I
gosh.
had like the absolute nuts, which is the best hand, or if I was absolutely bluffing with waffle, like if I was like just trying to get them off the hand to get them to fold, as they say. But I could literally feel my lips and my face shaking. So I literally had to like cover my mouth sometimes, or like hide my poker face. So I have a terrible poker face. I might actually even wear a mask next time, just to hide it.
Is it possible to play like with earphones in?
Yeah, so I do play with earphones in. I was listening to like classical music and stuff. Initially I tried to watch like anime, but it's really hard to pay attention to a different language with subs because I don't watch dubbed and play poker at the same time. So I stopped watching what I'm watching now, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. And then I ended up like listening.
I think that's worse than me watching on my phone.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I'm just waiting for him to finish the story first.
How's that worse?
Because
you're not even paying attention.
Bro, I'm just.
Oh no, I was paying attention too much to the anime, so it kind of like led me to make mistakes during the game. And when I make mistakes,
Is this during the competition?
Yeah, during the poker comp. Yeah. Then I thought there's no way I could actually watch this. So I
I mean,
turned
to
it
be
off.
fair, he's there for like 10 hours. I'd be bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
True.
So I tried to like pass the time by doing something that I enjoy, but I could only really watch English movies that you can watch in the background that maybe you've already seen.
Why don't you do it in English then?
The anime?
Yeah.
No,
Because I already started in Japanese, so it just makes no sense to switch to English dub. And even then, I still, it's like learning new content. You're learning the story. You want to be completely focused, right?
So is it possible to play like without hearing what's going on? Because you can just see what everyone's doing, right?
It is, yeah. You can, but then you don't pick up on tells, and you can't like. I guess you lose more access to information if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Wait. So you lot are all at the table.
Yeah.
And you're there on your phone half the time looking at Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, my phone is like right there with my chips.
Oh, so you're on.
So I'm picking up my cards. If I'm folding, I just throw away and I'm watching. I did this for like the first hour.
Oh, okay. So when you folded, you watch it.
So I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I made a mistake because I was paying too much attention to the anime. And then I realized, okay, yeah, you know what, I need to like turn this off. So I ended up listening to like classical music, something that didn't really have any lyrics, so I can just like focus on the game, enjoy it. But it was fun because some people, like when you're on the table, you can either talk to people on the table, or you can be completely like antisocial, do your own thing. Like no one cares really.
What's your strategy?
Personally, I'm more of the antisocial type because I don't care about Bob next to me or David. I don't care about their life story. But I mean, if they try to make conversation, I'll reply and stuff.
Will you? Because they might be trying to get you off your game.
Yeah, exactly. Over like, the goal is to try to like take advantage of other people.
Yeah.
So I try to not allow them to get that edge on me. So in a way, I just be like, I'm being antisocial for 2 reasons. One, so that they don't get that advantage, and secondly, I don't want to talk to them like these random people anyway.
You need to start like with the mental warfare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe next time just be like, "How's your wife?"
No. What you need to do is get there early.
Yeah.
Get there at the table early, and then like kind of wait for everyone else to sit down. You're greeting everyone, and then once you've done that, and then you just keep quiet. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I did. Like they all tried to make conversation with me, and there's loads of people from all around the UK playing this comp and Europe as well. So I met someone from Manchester, someone from Liverpool, and all these other places. Like
that, sorry,
sorry, that was my terrible Scouse accent. Yeah, actually, funny enough, that their accent is really charming.
Like, yeah, no, that's a great accent.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I can't lie. Like
I
haven't met like many Scousers before, but they
Were you there in the house party in Manchester with Jimmy?
Probably, yeah. But I don't remember anyone from Liverpool.
No, I don't think you were there then. It was probably Jimmy. Yeah.
No, I was at house party.
No, because there was 2, but there was one that I went to and one you did, and then one I didn't go to.
Was the one that someone got pink eye?
My gosh.
Nah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't involved in that activity.
Yeah, I was involved. Well, I wasn't involved personally.
I mean, he's wearing sunglasses now, so who knows?
Wow.
But yeah, overall, it was a good experience.
That's mental warfare. Okay.
But it's crazy because like I don't go to casinos ever, even though I work in an establishment that's similar to a casino. But literally, the poker room is like a massive hall, multiple halls with thousands of people in it, and then right next to it is like roulette and blackjack. So if you're into gambling, it's a very dangerous kind of scenario because you could literally win thousands of pounds in poker and then
Mhm.
go and lose it on the roulette table.
So what's your game?
What's my game? I'm
Yeah.
very passive player, I would say. I try to like play with better cards, but if I get caught up by someone, I'll end up trying to bluff them if I have nothing.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Mm. So blackjack is or like poker's your
oh,
number
do you
one
mean like
game?
the actual game or,
That's what
or
I
game
meant,
of
but
poker? Okay, yeah.
that was it.
So yeah, I've no interest in blackjack and I've no interest in roulette. That's like pure gambling.
Mm.
At least with poker, you're taking educated guesses, and you're picking up as much information and acting on that information
Mhm.
on like patterns and stuff. But whereas with blackjack and roulette, I know you can like count cards and stuff, but I don't know how to do that.
Mm.
I don't think many people do either.
Mm.
But it's just pure like gambling.
What about like the blackjack we used to play in like sixth form and stuff? Not sixth form, say school.
Oh, you mean like the 7-card blackjack?
Yeah.
What about it?
Would you say that's more?
That's not gambling, but it's more of a gambling game than poker for sure, because it's more luck. It's more about luck of the cards. Whereas with poker, you can actually win.
Wait, it's more luck than poker.
Yeah, because you need the strong cards in that game. Whereas with poker, you don't necessarily need the strongest cards to win a hand.
But you could say the same for blackjack.
No, but with poker, you can actually put someone with a better hand off, and they can and then you can take the chips.
Yeah, I guess because the whole element of bluffing, you can't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do that with
exactly.
7-card blackjack.
Exactly. Whereas with blackjack, you actually need good cards to win.
Mm.
But then isn't that just about basically on? I guess the
So
mental
there's more of a
aspect
degree
it.
of luck in blackjack because you need good cards. Whereas in poker, it's more about how you portray yourself. What story are you selling?
Mm.
But isn't that luck in itself as well? Because that's just about how the
There's
person reads it.
no, there's massive elements of luck in any card games, but I would just say poker there's less of it, and we know this because the winning players continue to win, and why is that? Because they're more skillful. So yeah, I mean, again, so to cut my story short, it was my second competition I ever played. It might spur me on to play it more. It was very exciting, and yeah, it could be a start of a poker career.
Did you see anyone lose it?
Sorry?
Did you see anyone lose it? No, no, not today. I needed that.
No. So that could only really happen in cash poker,
Okay.
which is when you're playing for actual physical cash.
Okay.
Whereas in the tournament, you play for whatever you buy in for.
Mm.
If you lose it, then you lose only your buy-in. So
Okay,
that's there's two different games of poker. There's tournaments and then there's cash.
yeah.
Cash I don't play because
Okay,
that's
fine.
like I could end up in that situation,
Yeah,
losing my rent money or whatever.
yeah.
Whereas with tournaments, if your buy-in is £150, then you can only lose £150.
Okay, fair.
How about you guys?
Anubis?
I've had a good week, I think. Watched some films. Thought cinema was quite good. Yeah, I saw what I see. Saw Barbie. Saw Oppenheimer. I saw Mission Impossible, and
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Damn.
I think I saw something else, but I can't remember it now. All of them were actually good films. I can't even lie. I think the Barbie hype is, it's a good film, innit?
It's justified.
It's a good film, innit? It's a good film. I think it's just made $1 billion or whatever. I mean, it's not my money, so I'm celebrating it, but it's good. Ryan Gosling deserves an Oscar nomination.
Okay.
They're stupid for bringing the song
Like
out
that.
before the film. That was actually, I didn't hear it before the film, but that was stupid.
Wait, what song was that?
The I'm Just Ken one. I think that was actually very good. Mission Impossible. I think the franchise is like it secretly gets like better with each one, apart from the fourth one. I thought they should have left that one alone. But Tom Cruise is just doing Tom Cruise shit. So I'm not necessarily in this whole thing of he saved cinema, like because there's bare people that are doing this stuff. But his film and what was it, Top Gun. I can't lie, there's something there.
Mm.
I was kind of hoping that Mission Impossible will get into a more like I was hoping at some point we get into like a deeper level of
Multiverse.
story, like no, just story, just like we're getting into AI stuff, which is cool, but it's like I want a bit more. Indiana Jones, I saw that yesterday. Oh, Indiana Jones. Okay, let me tell you what pissed me off about Indiana Jones actually. Oh, yo. Oh, no one even got a chair. You lot rude.
Outside. Outside.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one I brought last time.
Man said go fetch. It's crazy.
Damn.
There's definitely one outside the main entrance.
Deck chair. At the deck chair.
Deck chair,
That was not the Indiana Jones thing.
That was
Yeah,
Doctor
Indiana
Who.
Jones. You know those little small screens in Odeon? Like, I don't know if you
Mhm.
lot have been there. Like the small ones. I think like 30 seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I watched
Those
everything.
small ones.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
yeah.
what you watched? Everything all at once?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It was, but
Mm.
the screen is so close to you, so it feels like you're.
Where did you sit? Front row.
I sat in the second row.
Oh, gosh.
That's still too close. You fucked it.
It's like 3 rows.
There's 4. You fucked it.
Isn't it 4? Oh, okay.
Fucked it. But yeah, I was in one of those little small screenings.
Mhm.
That's sick.
That's what I was thinking at first.
Mm.
And then the film starts, like,
In
and
your
the
face.
big light is still on. Like, it's still on, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, yeah, it's gonna like turn off by the time we get to credits. 2 minutes in, it's still on, and this is like Indiana Jones CGI shit. I can't really see what's going on. 3 minutes past, someone gets up with their child. They leave, and I think, oh yeah, gonna sort out the light. 5 minutes passed over that, nothing's happened, and then it's not until I go outside, have to get one of the little attendants. I say little attendants. That's actually very rude. One of the attendants who works there, to come in and turn the light off. And then, it was a great film. Harrison Ford, one of the legends. I think he's a better version of what we were talking about earlier with like Bruce Willis and stuff like that. He's like a,
Not all.
what?
Not all.
Worse or better?
Nah, I say Bruce Willis, but
Well, okay, we'll get to that later. And I think they ended it there. I thought Phoebe Waller-Bridge was all right. I think she's good in general, but I think she's all right. I think people might have gassed it a bit too much in regards of the hate towards her. Fun film. You know, there's always Nazis involved. I get it though. I hear it because of, Spielberg and stuff. I hear it. You have to have a little bit of personal thing in there. I actually didn't realize until I was watching it, like all the films back, that most of it is like set in like deep in the past.
mm-hmm.
Like it's all like 30s, 40s, 50s. And I'm thinking, what the? I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of it because I like the films, but I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
interesting choice. And yeah, I think it should be done now. Like unless they do like a series of just explorers, that whole thing should be done.
Mm-hmm.
And Oppenheimer, yeah, I'm gonna say that was fantastic masterpiece. Nolan is I don't know what it is, 4 for 4, 5 for 5. I don't know how many films there are. New respect for Cillian Murphy. I didn't see what's the show? The Selby show.
Peaky Blinders.
That's it.
The one with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vicky.
I never saw that show. He's good in other stuff, but this is the one I was like, yeah, okay, you're a serious guy now. Like you've always been a serious guy, but you're
He's Nolan's boy, isn't he?
top. He's one of the boys, I would say.
Yeah,
He's
he's
one of
like
those.
he's in like all the Nolan films. Like
Most of them.
Dunkirk, Inception, now Oppenheimer.
Batman as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman.
He's like the Michael Caine. What's his name? Kenneth Branagh. Is there someone else coming in? Oh, it's Precious.
What would you say is the best Nolan film? Because I've only seen the Batman ones.
Ooh.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be deep. Just
It's not gonna be
What's the
deep. It's
best
not gonna
one?
be.
It's Inception.
It's not Inception.
It's Inception.
It's not Inception. It's
Don't say Dark Knight.
either Prestige, Dark Knight, or Interstellar.
It's Inception. He did Interstellar. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not. It's Interstellar.
I don't know.
Interstellar's overrated.
It's
No,
not.
it's not.
So
It's
overrated.
not.
It's not. Story-wise, I might get you in
It's
it
so overrated.
because of you have a problem with the whole fourth dimension ending.
Yeah, the whole like, oh, this is all linked to the bookshelf. I
The
get
love,
like
yeah,
that.
I heard that. I heard
that's dumb.
that. And that's your problem with the Prestige as well. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a
yeah.
you problem. That's not a film's problem.
Nah, it's a film problem.
That's a you problem.
He's done it in 2 films, so it's a film problem.
Nah. It's
Yeah.
a thing. But I do think the Prestige is very, very underrated, and I personally think it's his best one. Inception is an overall good one. Oppenheimer might be creeping into top 2, top 3. It's that good of a film. And shout out to the editing, because that was what made the film very, very great, and it wasn't a drag. It was like Avengers. You know when Endgame didn't feel like it was 3 hours, or Infinity War didn't feel like it was 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like boom, 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 boom. That was
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
So
Darren?
cinema's back.
Yeah, so I didn't have anything that particularly annoyed me.
You look a bit tired today, Darren.
Yeah, I'm shattered, man.
What happened? Man?
So yeah, yesterday I was watching wrestling. And
Oh,
obviously,
SummerSlam.
yeah, SummerSlam was
Man,
yesterday,
I missed it.
or this morning, I guess. So obviously, because it's American, it started at 1 and it finished at like 5.
Hate that.
But I, like, my friends basically, they like hosted like a watch party, so they like hired this bar and basically had people there watching it. So like the show overall was quite good. Like, I don't know obviously how you guys feel about wrestling, but obviously I watch wrestling quite a lot. I've been to like the most recent show that they did in London. Then there's another.
What was it? Or a Rumble?
It was Money in the Bank. Yeah, so it's basically like a ladder match where there's a briefcase. And if you win the briefcase, you get to basically cash in, which means you get to have like a title match with whoever the champion is of your choosing. But yeah, yesterday was SummerSlam, which is basically like, you guys have heard of WrestleMania, I take it. Yeah, WrestleMania is like the biggest show, but SummerSlam's like the second biggest for WWE. Yeah, so yesterday there was a lot of sort of good matches on, but some questionable endings, which kind of soured the night for me personally. But yeah, I don't know what you lot's sort of take on wrestling is, because obviously I know wrestling has the stigma of, oh, it's fake, and everyone kind of leaves it there. But once you get past that, it's actually really enjoyable, because obviously it's a TV show more than anything. Obviously they say all this, they call it sports entertainment. So it's got like the sports sort of aspect of it, in that obviously there's winners, losers, champions and stuff. So similar to like boxing, UFC.
Well, can you actually bet on stuff like that?
Yeah, you can bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can bet. Yeah. So
Isn't it scripted?
the idea is that obviously it is scripted, but obviously you don't know as fans what the script is. So the idea is that you can bet on it, but usually the betting odds will tell you who's going to win. So like, for example, like Roman Reigns, who's like the current champion at the moment.
Was that the long hair guy?
Yeah. His
Head of the table.
his betting odds yesterday, it was like I don't know how you do it in fractions, but it's like 1.14 or something like that. So
he's gonna win,
you bet like £10, you get like
£1.40.
£1.14 like back. Like, so there's no point basically.
Yeah.
So usually those tell you, they don't often like have it where the other person would win in that scenario, but it does happen. Like, it has happened a couple times. But yeah, so it's obviously scripted. So like the wrestlers know who's going to win. Sometimes they don't even know until like the match goes off, or like the referee like tells them.
Do you get like shocked in
Yeah.
things still? No.
Yeah. Because because obviously you can go into it, you know, having your own thoughts and feelings on like who's going to win or whatnot. But the thing is like, it's not just about who wins and loses. Like, in the same way that you watch like football and basketball, whatever, like for the outcome, you obviously are there for the whole game, like the thrill of it, like the whole sort of journey of it. And it's the same with wrestling. Like, wrestling is, you know, you can have matches that are 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or going for a whole hour, and it's about what they can do in those matches to entertain, like to keep you glued, what they can do differently to, you know, what you've seen before, all sorts of different things. So it can basically just take you through, and yeah, that's kind of.
So before you go into watching one of
it.
these shows, do you ever check the odds just to get an idea of who's going to win, or do you go in completely blind?
Yeah, so personally, I don't like to do it, but it's so hard to not see it because of like social media, like.
Oh, okay.
But also as well, so there's these things, they call them dirt sheets, and it's basically like people who get the scoops, you know, like football journalists and stuff, or basketball, like, you know, Adrian Wojnarowski for NBA, like he'll just know stuff before it happens, type thing.
Fabrizio.
Yeah, like Fabrizio, yeah, like, so people can find out stuff, or they're told stuff, or they are stuff, or they know people who know things and they leak it, or sometimes it can be leaked by the companies as a misdirect, which can be quite fun sometimes. But generally speaking, if you're online, you'll see a lot of these things, but before they happen. So that's why when there's like genuine shocks, like, because a big thing in wrestling is wrestlers returning, like either from injury or from another company or whatever, because like the massive thing is like crowd reaction. Like, if you see all these clips where a wrestler's music will hit and everyone's just going crazy, losing their mind, whatever, like The Rock or like Stone Cold, stuff like that. So when you get like the big genuine reactions like that, that's obviously what the companies live for, because it's viral moments or whatever. So when you get ones where, you know, even those Fabrizios and like Wojnarowskis, they don't know, like, and no one knows, and then, you know, that person's music just hits and then you see them come running out, like, it's like for example, at Money in the Bank, John Cena was there. So like
Oh,
we'd heard
yeah.
rumors, obviously for months, that he was around because he's filming with is it Idris Elba and someone. He's filming with people in London, and he was spotted in Croydon, whatever. So we knew he was in London, but he'd not been advertised for the show or anything. So like I think one of the matches had finished, and people had gone to like go get food or whatever. So I'm just in the stadium chilling because I was one of those people that I'm not going to go and get food during the show just in case, innit? Like, and then his music hit, and then you just see everyone running in with their food. Like people would left their place like at the bar and whatever, like to come like see what's happening. And then John Cena said that he wants to bring WrestleMania to London because it's not happened before. Obviously they had SummerSlam in like 1990 something at Wembley, at the old Wembley.
And they have a main event in Wales or
Cardiff. Yeah. So last year they had Clash of the Castle, which was like 60, 70,000 fans. And it was the first pay-per-view in the UK since the 90s. Which was it was great. I didn't actually get to go myself, but I would have loved to.
Now is SmackDown versus Raw still a thing, or is it?
Yeah, so SmackDown and Raw are the 2 weekly shows. So Raw's on a Monday, SmackDown's on a Friday. They don't necessarily really compete with each other in the way that they used to, like the SmackDown vs Raw thing. But they're both shows with the idea at the moment is that there's Raw wrestlers only wrestle on Raw, SmackDown wrestlers only wrestle on SmackDown, but they cross over a lot of the time because there's like title belts that have been unified and shit like that. Like,
I think the way I see wrestling now, 'cause before when I was younger, I was into it.
Yeah, when you didn't know it was fake, it was amazing.
Yeah, I was into it.
It's the best. Like seeing people like the Undertaker, like or the Boogeyman, like
the
Stone Cold was
Boogeyman.
my guy. I can't lie.
Stone Cold,
Stone Cold was
like
definitely my guy.
When Undertaker got when
when
Undertaker got buried, I genuinely thought he died.
bro, like
Oh, you on them guys?
yeah. Nah, honestly, like
I thought Kane killed him.
Yeah, like I remember Undertaker.
He comes back at WrestleMania.
He like did this chokehold on someone, and then like they started bleeding out their mouth, and I thought he killed him. Like as a kid, I was like, what else am I gonna believe? Like, my dad's looking at me like, do you not know this is not
I like
real?
Rey
Like,
Mysterio as well.
yeah, everyone loves Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
man.
When he got unmasked, I was like, that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
When Kane got unmasked, that was huge.
I still
Oh,
believe
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the way I look at it now is that it's just like it's like sports theatre in a way.
That's
Because
exactly
Yeah,
right.
exactly,
That's exactly it. Yeah,
I
Sports
can't-
pantomime
theatre,
sort of thing.
sports
I can't
pantomime
look
or-
at it. But it's not like I
Yeah.
can't look at it, but it's not sports in the way because it's scripted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's a level of entertainment
Mm.
that it's just more sporting. It's like
Mm.
Wait, so you
It's
think
almost
that all sports now are not scripted?
I mean you'd have
The
to
NFL is definitely scripted.
you have
There's
to,
some, I don't know,
you'd
man, there's a
have, you'd
script
have
there.
to
There's some element
um,
of scripts in some sports.
what
Is all I'm saying.
what do you mean by that?
Is this like your PEDs thing?
Yeah, it's my little conspiracy theory.
Of what?
There's too much money involved. Like for there not to be scripted like outcomes of sport. I'm not saying all sports have like are all scripted.
Can you give me an example, please?
Let's say for example,
No, he can, but I just need to see if he can back it up.
let's say, like especially in the games where the players are not getting paid a lot of money, but you can still bet tens of thousands up to millions on the same game.
Like
Like match fixing.
like what's game?
So it's a match fixing in I don't know Philippine basketball or.
Man said Philippine
or
basketball.
no, because you can actually go on the betting websites.
Respectfully, what?
And you can bet on outcomes of these games. Isn't that a bit strange to you? There's so much money that's involved. And we already know that, like, well, what I think is the mafia controls like Vegas and all of these kind of sports.
Precious
Where
his
are we
face.
going?
Mate, no,
He is
think about it. Just think
disgusted.
about it. Just think about it. If I can bet, for example, a game that's I don't know, a team is not favored to win, so they're like 5-1 or 10-1.
Uh-huh.
You bet 1 million on it.
Mhm.
That's 5 million to come back, or 10 million to come back.
Mhm.
They win.
There's so much money involved.
I mean, you could lose
Yeah,
that 1
there's
million.
like-
easily.
There's like more money bet on the game than.
I'm
is
sorry. I'm
probably
gonna
made
need.
by
I
the
need a
game,
hard
like-
example of that kind of thing.
I'm not a massive fan of like any conspiracy theory. Like when people start talking about conspiracy theories, they lose me
I
because
mean,
I'm just
flat
like,
Earth.
no. Again, so I'm not making the statement to say nothing ever has credibility because like if you're suspicious of something, one can define that as a conspiracy and then you prove it to be true and so on. So this is not me coming in saying like every conspiracy is wrong, but as a general rule, I'm kind of like just miss me with that. But the problem I have with Sang's theory on like
Philippine basketball.
yeah, it's like
The second division.
you're saying, well, if someone bets on this, like you're forgetting the fact that people bet on the opposite being true. So who basically then chooses like, oh, this one wins and then this time. So it's like if I'm one of the mafia or whoever, I've got like my own group who are betting on one outcome. There's a rival group that's going to be betting on another outcome. And so it's like, who's deciding, okay, this time you guys win, and then another time, like, it makes no sense. And so you can't say, well, it doesn't happen in all sports, but then, like, there's certain sports where there's big money and everything. Like, the logic it's not consistent.
I thought you were going to say, like, an NBA team or something. I thought you
Yeah,
were
like,
gonna say,
even something like that. It's like,
or like
it's not,
Arsenal, you bought
it's
rice
not
for
because, like,
105 mil.
you're gonna make the thing is for people who are actually controlling these things,
Mm-hmm.
they don't care because either way they're making the money.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no interest in them like fixing one
The only
outcome.
reason why I would not agree with Sang, but like say that there's definitely like some shiftiness is like you can see with like decisions made by referees in games.
Yes.
That
yes.
stuff like that is where I could say, all
Pass
right,
interference.
they're leaning towards a team winning, but it's not scripted. Like,
Nah, it would. Nah, I can't let it. Yeah, the Premier League was scripted
There are
back when
times,
Fergie
there are
was
times
there.
when you can say that,
We know
right?
that.
Again, I'm not saying this is all like it's never happened.
yeah.
There are times where
Man
you can
City
say
as well.
that, but you can't make a wholesale statement because these cases are usually like individuals fixing little parts that affect the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a referee, for example, not giving like pass interference in some case, like that
Yeah,
affects
yeah.
the whole game. But like for him, it's just that one thing.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why again, I'm not saying people don't like fix bets or whatever.
But
I'm
that's
just
still match
saying
fixing, though.
You just
for a
have to
whole
come with
scale
evidence,
for a
innit?
whole scale conspiracy in like major or any sport, like that's kind of like a bit of a stretch.
I think it's a lot more prevalent in like boxing though. For like
Yeah.
example,
I don't even recognize boxing as like
So,
a real
Sorry,
sport.
so I was speaking of Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction.
so it's funny that Precious mentioned that because there was a Netflix documentary called Bad Sport, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the referees in the NBA was actually caught fixing the Scott something, the results of the game, basically skewing it in the favor of that team, just so that the backers can win money because they're betting against it or betting for it, whatever.
But even then, though, that's like an individual person that's chose to do that.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's not league wide. Like,
I get that, but like, if you ever watch the highlights of the, so you asked for a specific game, the Lakers versus the Kings back in like 2000s, the amount of fouls that the Kings like should have got and the Lakers did get was it's clear as day. If you just watch the tape that they clearly fixed that game, and you can only do that if the referees are all in on it, or there's like also like a higher up saying, okay, make sure that this team wins.
yeah,
Because like again with sports, and you can see it with like women's sports as well. If there's no interest in a sport, you don't get money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every sport, it's kind of ridiculous. Like if you think about it, even like Mbappe going for like 700 million, like he's obviously the best player in the world, but if you really deep it, like how is someone playing football, a round ball like sport, getting paid 700 million?
Because the
Like,
Saudis are offering it.
Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's and of course with entertainment, there's an interest financially, and obviously behind that there must be some sort of like higher up controlling outcomes of games.
Nah.
It's just my theory.
it's given
It's-
WhatsApp.
Yeah,
conspiracy
that
then.
was flat earth a little bit. That was a little flat earth.
the only way I can sort of see an argument in your point is if a league is kind of like up and coming. So for example, and I'm not saying they do this, but in the NBA, when they were like back in the day, right, they're trying to grow the sport globally. Certain clubs have more global brands than others, and so it makes sense for that club to win, and then they promote them more, blah 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 blah. But there's a specific time and period where I can even say that's a thing that goes on. But once a league or whatever is huge, they don't care anymore because there's so much of a global brand. Any one of their teams that wins, it's the same revenue coming in,
Yeah.
so it
Because,
doesn't
like,
matter.
For example, like NBA, like regardless, they're gonna put Lakers games on because they're the most like
Exactly.
profitable. Like,
And that's exactly whether or not
interested
they
team.
win or lose. The interest for them is the tickets that they've
That's
sold,
it,
and that's
yeah.
already done before the game
it's the
starts.
money in it. Like,
So they don't care.
yeah.
So you can again. So that's what I'm saying. The only way I can sort of like maybe hear that is if before the Lakers became the Lakers, it's like maybe you promote that brand because of the geography of where they are and like the demographic of that area and things like that. But once the league is established, and this is why it's a league thing, not an actual club thing. Once the league is established, then it doesn't matter who what team in the league makes it, because they all win. And the thing with them winning is it doesn't depend on the outcome of the game.
Isn't
already
that
got the
because
tickets, right?
there's no relegation in the NBA and stuff like that? So
Yeah,
the
there's
teams
not.
are just all gonna
But
be there.
like even after like
Mm.
last year where
Interesting.
the Nuggets won the NBA championships,
Oh my
like
guys.
I'm pretty sure like no one watched those like finals compared
not
to
true.
like
I watched it.
It was actually.
was it the,
It was like compared to previous years, I think it actually done slightly better.
Slightly better?
Which is what the surprising thing is.
Okay.
It did better.
In theory,
than-
okay.
You would argue the NBA wanted the Nuggets to win because
Yeah.
like,
It would gain more interest.
Cap, and so they want to grow the game, and so they go to places like Serbia, for example, where Jokic is from, and like
Yeah.
because he's now a champion, there's more opportunities to blow that up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what's happened.
I think
but
it actually.
inevitably, like if you want to make like the argument basically breaks your case of like, oh, we don't want a small team like the Nuggets, because like if they didn't want a small team like the Nuggets,
again,
then the
that's
Lakers
the
would have won.
Is the beauty of the sport
Yeah,
that
they
other
would have
teams can
made
win,
the
like-
Lakers and Golden
Yeah.
State like go
And
all
I
the way.
think they
They
did
tried.
better numbers than
They have
Golden
for the
State last
10
year.
years, but
I think they did better numbers than the Golden State finals last year,
Mm.
the Denver one. So because that's it, Jokic. It's not like it's
where who's watching it? Everyone from Serbia or like
no like American audience. Like
Mm.
I don't think they they don't give us worldwide numbers.
No, because you know what, you're telling me no one from Serbia is watching that game.
No, they are, but they don't.
100%
But
there
the
were a lot of
NBA
them
don't
watching
give
it.
us like worldwide figures. They're giving us like NBA like in America figures, like North
What's the
America.
population of
I've got
Serbia compared to
Serbia
like American?
Don't piss me off.
No,
That
but
was-
but
nah,
my-
I'm not-
my- my point is the way people consume the game internationally as well. You have to think people are like pirating these things, so those don't necessarily count.
And you
for
have
the
to think as
official
well.
rating.
Jokic is like what is it now? Two-time MVP. Like
Yeah,
it's
he
not.
won the
It's
best
not like
players.
it's not like he's like someone who plays. It's not like if the Kings got to the finals with like I don't know who's another team like the Kings, like the Knicks or whatever. Like
That's
in
still a
terms of
marketable name, to be fair.
okay. In terms of like player like
Detroit.
yeah Detroit. Okay, Detroit. It's not like it would be Detroit versus the Kings in the finals where there's no downright star. Like Jokic is probably what. In terms of a star, like top 3 in the
Oh, he's
league at the
top
moment,
five right
like
now.
yeah,
top 3. Even.
yeah. Ability wise, he's probably the best.
So if anything,
but
that kind of backs up my point because you're as you were saying, it helps grow the international kind of love for the game in Serbia especially. I'm not, but I'm not saying that this particular this last season NBA season was fixed, but isn't it a coincidence that how pretty much every single year it's always like high market teams winning, and it makes sense because
Not really.
You got, like-
Denver's not really a high market team.
no before this last season, so you got like Lakers winning like 3 in a row.
well, Milwaukee won, and they're a small market team.
You can say the same for the Premier League, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course I can say the
Nah.
No, I'm saying about his logic.
Yeah,
Anyone who wins is so.
it's just
so
coincidence
gravy.
because it's not like it does it every single year. Otherwise, we
it's
wouldn't.
all
We
gravy.
would only have either the Lakers, God forbid, the Knicks, the Clippers, like teams like that. Like
Yeah.
it would only be the massive market teams that would be winning, but that's not the
Like,
case
even
as we've
if we
seen.
go to the NFL, right? So you go to somewhere like Kansas City, like they're a typically small market team. Like until Mahomes got there, and then
Mhm.
now because he's a superstar,
That's it. You
like
got
the
yeah.
star power sort of blows it up. People think that's
Yeah.
a big market now just because of the new fan base and the fact that they've
Same
won.
with like Joe Burrows and
In Cincinnati. Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't like that model. Like I get, there's always going to be weird cases of like people doing what they're not supposed to do here and there. But like to make it like a thing, that's where you kind of lose me,
Yeah.
because like for them, people who are like that, when you're that level of money, you're
Yeah.
above like fixing stuff because you already made your money before it even gets to the
Wait, so you think like every top sport now currently there is no match fixing or like cheating or anything like that going on at all? You think it's completely fair
There's
the way that
there's
the
cheating and everything, but overall,
Yeah, that's a
it's
mad
a
question,
generally
brother.
fair system across the board.
Yeah.
Like you're always gonna find.
and until we see
like,
evidence,
Bill
we can't
Belichick
really
was
say.
doing his whole like what they call it, deflate gate and all these other things. That's cheating.
Yeah.
But as a general like umbrella, it's generally fair.
Wait,
like,
thanks.
it's
So,
as fair as it
you're
can be.
thinking all the top sports you're looking at and you're going,
I mean,
match
like
fixing. Tennis, match fixing.
tennis definitely more match fixing.
Of
Like
course.
you're more likely to match fix in tennis or like single.
I don't think so.
Sports because it's like
Like-
one person you have to convince.
Nah, it's not because
Boxing as well.
So,
That's-
so
that's
are
more
you talking about
individual.
individual match
Yeah,
fixing
that's
or as
individual,
a
like-
league, innit?
if like individual throwing the game is not the same as
But
the
again, it
corporation.
Depends on
like,
for me, it
Because that's
depends on
like
who-
insider
whoever-
trading, because people do that.
It depends on what the higher ups want. If they want this person to win or not to win.
nah, I'm
Nah,
sorry.
that-
yeah.
like-
Nah.
I was with you. I'm with you in
You've
spirit,
What
but
higher ups want is money.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They don't get the money.
They
based
might not
on
even
who
be a
wins.
higher up. Higher up to who though? They might not be associated with the
I
club
don't know,
in
so
any way, shape, or
there's,
form.
there's definitely like someone behind doing like
Magic man.
dictating like the outcomes of games.
The Wizard of Oz.
I told you guys,
The one
this is
above
giving,
all.
it's giving WhatsApp conspiracies.
Nah,
That's what
it was-
this is.
you only
This
said,
is-
oh,
this is my
isn't it a
conspiracy.
coincidence? That's
Yeah,
a
but,
key phrase.
wait, you guys
That's
are telling me
one
that
of the
Juventus didn't cheat in those years?
I mean,
Juventus.
Yes.
I mean, they're getting
No,
the comeuppance now.
No match fixing. No,
Are they didn't they get? Are they getting penalties now?
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Yeah,
those,
finally.
YouTube videos where it's got like the Illuminati triangle and it's in like it's shot in like 14p and like that's what this is giving.
Yeah, the little PowerPoint slides on the.
Personally,
Year 9 IT.
yeah.
But
Wait,
if you really think about media and everything behind that and like
You
information,
know what?
they give us
I'm
and
with you.
feed
I'm
us,
with you in the essence of
There must be some element
no.
of.
There's a chance of that it can happen at any point. However,
I personally refuse to believe that everything, like all the top sports, are fair.
So this is what you have to ask yourself: what's the thing that they want? What's the end goal, right? And then work backwards from there. Bingo. But the money that they're getting doesn't depend on who wins. It depends on how many tickets they can sell.
okay, well, I
Like
feel like we're getting away from the point now.
the money,
But-
as far as like who.
I don't know what's happening.
No,
Yeah,
for the- as far as like who wins, and then you can get promotional money off the back of that. That's a different.
you
thing.
can always
But, like,
convince someone to get involved in
well,
the game.
That's what I'm saying. That's
if
an
you involve money.
individual sort of
That's-
like. That's what I'm saying. It's not whole scale kind of on a whole
But it
scale.
could be
fair-
whole scale if
it's as
you
fair
do
as it
it
can
to a
be.
lot of people.
Yeah, it's as fair as it can be, but it's not gonna be. You're always gonna find like someone who cheats at every level.
All right, we're
Like,
gonna have to leave it there.
Yeah, should.
Yeah.
Anthony.
I'll end it with I hope the guys higher up favour Arsenal to win the league this year. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I hope that's not a result of match fixing, but yeah.
That's
No,
what it's gonna take. I hear it.
I mean,
Is
the
that the
way
excuse for last season?
the way they've messed with like Arsenal fans' emotions over the past like decade or so, like we need our match fixing. Like, we need, yeah, because
Do you?
yeah, the comeback story would be nice though. If we win, like if this is the season we win the UEFA Champions League and the Premier League, then I'm like, you know what, match fixing isn't too bad.
yeah, as long as
I'll be
they're
I'll be
retaining-
first to be saying yeah, that's
as
match
long as they're
fixing.
retaining, then that's a level
That's
of
fa-
fairness.
fixes
as well,
Can you-
so.
Can you put the just press
Yeah,
that on?
so there's like the scrolls behind it. That's what I'm saying.
And now it's be like, oh, there's a lot of money been spent. Like to
Yeah.
Sang's point.
But anyway, so I think my week's been all right. It's been a bit
Oh,
long.
we're still here. Jesus.
Yeah, it's this.
Yeah, we're still here.
Wow.
Yeah, work long, but I've got a dissertation due in the following week, and then apart from that, I'll be chilling for a little bit. But yeah, nothing really has exciting or like the opposite of that has really happened to me this week. It's been quite like mundane.
Should have saw Barbie.
Nah, but what I don't like though, and hopefully no one from work hears this, it's just like, you know, when you give out your personal number and people just message you, and I'm like, I don't like,
Who you? What do you mean? Give out your personal number to who you know or just don't know?
like, just like how your managers know your number, and then like they're messaging you on WhatsApp, and I'm like,
Oh, just on a
If I
regular.
know them from work,
no, not on regular, but like to message you or something. It's like,
yeah. If I know them from work, they'll never get my personal number. Like we have to be like close on a personal level to where don't talk to me on this number about work.
yeah,
shit.
because I'm having to hide my last scene on WhatsApp.
Oh
and-
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah. You're being
Stress,
that's
bro.
Honestly.
that's a mistake.
Honestly, I'm having to like, I'm waiting like at 5 o'clock. Like, am I gonna get a message? I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this is I don't want that.
I learned that
Nah.
lesson at O2, like very early on. Like
Mm.
yeah, no. Like that's why I got like a work phone, and so I literally church and state.
Yeah,
man.
I need a burner phone.
Yeah, church and state separate.
I need a whole different identity.
Yeah, I think you're getting to the position
you
like
have to have two
you're
phones.
getting to the stage of life where you need two phones,
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
work
yeah.
and one like personal.
Yeah, I mean, when I have the money, I'll probably get myself. I'll just splash out on an iPhone or something.
No,
Even though
Nah,
the cost of it is
You don't
stupid.
even need to go that far.
Yeah,
Just
you're
get
playing
a
yourself.
phone with like a dual SIM, so one eSIM, one personal one. So that way
Mm.
you can just turn off. Like you can have two WhatsApp accounts, one normal, one
Nah,
dual.
that's
That's if you even want to have WhatsApp.
you'll
Personally,
slip
I
up.
don't even do WhatsApp
That's
for
easy
work.
slip ups.
Yeah,
That's
personally,
easy
I don't do
slip up.
WhatsApp for work. They're not even in the same app. They're two separate apps.
Yeah, because the annoying thing is like, now that I've been messaged on WhatsApp, you know, like whenever you're trying to share something from like Instagram or something, like their name pops up,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I try to block them so that they don't like, I don't want to accidentally send them a reel
yeah.
and then be like, like, yeah, you know this, yeah, just this jollof rice meme, like, yeah, you know, nah, it's mad.
They like
Shut
some of my
the red
colleagues
tape.
like they were begging me to like join because like we're a pretty tight group like to join the WhatsApp group. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing to do with work. It's just they just banter all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, we've got emails. Like, why am I being messaged?
Yeah, like
Like-
bro, do you know, I hate the idea of mixing. Like when I'm at home
Mm.
and I don't even talk on WhatsApp, and you guys.
Oh,
will know
this is you and your
Like,
fortress
I don't
of
even,
solitude.
yeah, I don't even talk in general.
There you
So
go.
if someone from work is talking to me at like a time where it's not 9 to 5, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like no,
Oh, you're like Charlemagne. You're like, oh, I don't talk to men after 5 p.m. or something like that, innit?
I haven't heard that from Charlemagne, but whatever.
You don't know that from Charlemagne? That's your guy.
I'm not that. But like for me, I don't discriminate, man. It's like whoever, like just leave me alone for the most part, bro. Like honestly.
Yeah, because it's like I don't want to. Like it's hard enough having like a work persona, like, to then have to carry that on after work time. Is like on my personal phone. I'm like,
Virtual
what
work
is this?
persona.
So you guys, when you guys clock out, you guys go straight home, right? You guys don't like linger around and talk to people or hang out with people, no?
I mean, I'd like to. Sometimes it's like someone's talking to you and you're kind of like,
I used to like before COVID, like because like I said, I had table tennis at my thing in it. So sometimes I'll be there till like 7 o'clock playing. Like that's when I was bored. But yeah, now I couldn't see it, especially now after work from home. There's no way. Like no, I don't think anyone I work with now has my personal number, so I don't fight these allegations.
Can't have that.
what about you, Precious?
Oh, what are we talking about?
What's been like your highlight or low light of the week? I assumed it was your train delays today, but
Pretty much that'd be probably the most exciting thing. Outside of that, you guys know I'm slaving away at the moment.
Oh yeah, how's sleep?
Huh?
How's sleep?
It's like I'm getting used to it. So like my body's getting used to the clock. Like for example, weekends I basically just crash.
He's
now.
lying, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
No, for
brave
real.
face. This is brave
No,
face.
for real,
But
because
it's okay.
I've noticed like when I'm doing the night shift at Tesco's,
Mm.
like on the first day, I was barely making out, yawning throughout the whole thing. Like it was stress.
mm.
But now I'm actually like really awake throughout, and then at 7 a.m. when I get home, there's a little bit of a lull, but that's usually fine because either I'm on the train going to the office or I'm just walking home.
So don't excuse me. So
So
you're going night shift straight to your job.
literally,
That's
like for the first
nasty.
3 days of the week. So Wednesday,
So where
and
you
then when I
showering?
come back home.
Where are you showering?
So on Tuesday nights, for example, because Wednesday I'm in the office. Tuesday nights I shower before I go to the Tesco shift, and then not necessarily.
I mean, he doesn't have time to. He's
Yeah, exactly.
He's got to
Like,
go to work.
yeah, and it's if you think about the cycle, like plus it's like, no
Like-
one here does that more than me. I can guarantee you that. Maybe except Anthony.
Nah, no, it's a
Nah.
mess. My sleep's a mess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
that was not the statement.
what?
Not the statement.
Trust me, from someone who works night shifts only, like sleep is so important. It's like the best drug like ever. Sleep is literally what you need in life. And he's like losing sleep. Like that's
I don't know if I agree with
I'm
that.
talking like I don't understand that. It's like I'm getting used to the pattern. So Monday to Wednesday slums, and then
How are you having like 48-hour days?
bro, like I'm usually even without working at night or whatever. Like I'm usually awake during that time at home. I'm usually awake during that time watching something or whatever. So
Wait, so
it's not really like a drastic
so
change.
is the job from 7 a.m. is it like long shift or is it like a shorter shift?
No, so basically it's Tesco's is 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and then main shift is 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 one is a bit calm.
So you got
because-
5 hours in your day.
Yeah, for the first 3 days. But again, you're losing the point. 9 to 5.
No, no.
9 to, no, like
This
you
is
know,
what
I'm not.
lunatics
I'm,
do, you know.
I'm
Yeah,
not even
nah.
express it. Like 9 to 5 is usually.
It's not even 5 hours because it's commuting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
9
like,
to 5 is really calm because I'm sat behind a desk or wherever, either office or the house,
Mm.
just replying to emails. Like sometimes where, depending on the work I have to do, like writing certain programs and whatnot. But it's like, it's laid back. It's I'm not like it's not as active. The time when it gets really sort of like taxing would be when I have to go to like customer sites and travel. Then I just take time off on the Tesco stuff because I know I'm going somewhere. Like this week, for example, I've like literally Nottingham, some other places where I've been traveling this week. So I missed one of the Tesco shifts because it's a bit of a madness doing all that traveling and whatnot. So like
That's
things like
enough.
that, I
I
can
don't
kind
know,
of
man. It sounds like you're built different. It sounds like you could do
yeah,
it.
it's flexible, but like again, so on the weekends, like yesterday, for example, like slept the whole way through. So I kind of just there are times when I just crash, like, and I've got that crash time on the weekends. Today, for example, just mentally recharging because grind is
Like, do you even have enough time to like eat?
He's not showering. Of
I'm
course he's not eating. Like, let's be real here.
Okay, let's stop this right now. Let's stop this right now. There's one thing I'm not gonna let people do is slander me and my showering.
You
Like,
haven't
no one
explained.
here showers more
I
than
haven't
me.
had an answer yet.
What'd you ask me?
I said, oh, when do you shower? You said before your shift.
No, so I
And he sleeps through Saturday, so
No,
it's not
that's just one. So I shower before I go on my shifts, and then when I get home, so the days I'm working from home, which is pretty much every day except for Wednesday, as soon as I get home on a 7 a.m. shift, I shower, and then I have an hour where I rest before I even start go on the computer
An
again.
hour of rest.
It's not even an hour of rest.
Like
It's hour of prep time.
Yeah, I'm just chilling at home. But the rest of the time, I'm more or less resting because again, I'm sat behind a computer. I'm at home. I can stop, take mini breaks here and there and things like that. Just relax. Like, let's not get that twisted. You're not gonna have me fucked up on the pod, being like, "Oh, you don't shower." Yeah, showering is a thing for me. Like, for how much I talk about my cleanliness.
When you get the time for it.
Which is like every other layer. Like literally. Okay, so if I ask you guys, what's the cycle of your shower? Like, how many showers you have a day? What's the cycle? Between
Wake
when
up,
you have a shower.
wake up, shower. Come home, shower. That's it.
No, but what's that cycle? When do you get home? Are we talking 12 hours later, or we talking what's that?
Whenever I get home, I shower.
Yeah, again, you're not answering my question because I don't know when you get home. You might get home every 3 days.
If I
You
get
might
home,
go to the
every
time.
3 days.
I mean, wherever I am, if I'm in the house, I'm showering.
I mean, the point is we have the time to shower.
Yeah.
So do I.
I mean, it sounds like you're sacrificing the shower or eating.
No, I'm not. If anything, I'll sacrifice what. And this is exactly what my mom.
If you had to, what would you do?
My mom, food, obviously. Like my mom's literally because yesterday I wasn't feeling so well. I was supposed to go home. And I called her and told her I'd come today. But it's because I didn't eat anything. Like I was just feeling really queasy. I was feeling very queasy. So I miss food a lot more than I do my showers. I don't mess with my showers, bro. I don't eat hot food in general. What are you talking about? Hot crust buns.
Hot crust buns, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on.
Like
I think we need intervention. I can't lie.
Me, I
this is
don't
our first
care.
time
Me,
we're trying
me
this.
and
This is not
food.
healthy. This
So
is not healthy.
we're not going to start this conversation. You guys know how I am with food. Like me and food have a weird.
It's not the food
relationship.
I'm
I don't.
worried
Yeah,
about.
but we would.
Generally, I don't eat. I don't eat in
There's a
general.
lack of showers.
Yeah, I don't eat in general. So it's whatever. Now they change when it changes, but whatever.
All right, we've got to move on anyway, guys.
Sounds like the opposite of a 4-day work week. It's like we're trying to work 6 days in 5 days, or I don't know, it's slavery, modern day slavery. It's not worth it, man.
Oh, that comment was a bit
depends.
wild.
That's kind of crazy. I can't lie.
We'll see after 12 months if it's worth it. Right now, man's got a plan, and I'm working towards it.
So it's
You
not
better have a
even
mansion.
part time. It's not even part time.
Well, technically, yes. It is. Actually, what's 7.5 times?
Actually,
3?
what are your hours in a week?
7.5 plus, I don't know, 8 hours
Yeah.
times 4. So 8 hours times 5, 40 hours, that's the main job. And then 7.5 times 3, add that together.
Yeah,
There you
around
go.
60-ish hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
And again, at this point,
All right, yeah, guys, we got to move on.
I don't. It's what it is, man.
As long as you're showering, that's all that matters.
What's
I
next?
am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a super scroll.
Yeah.
If only. And that's the one thing I don't want to be based on what we saw. Like that was trash.
Yeah, so let's go into it. Secret Invasion finished, was it last week? And there's a lot of polarizing opinions on it, I would say. Who wants to start?
Is it polarizing?
I mean,
it's pretty unanimous.
I don't know.
I haven't seen
You're
anyone
not,
say
you're not
that.
I
might be
mean-
surprised.
I feel like
I mean, he got 50% in it. That means it's split.
Wait, should we talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
should we talk about the show as a whole first before we get to the finale? Because I
Yeah.
feel like the finale. Might
Well, yeah,
overshadow
we'll
what
go
show
through
was.
the whole show.
Yeah.
So we'll start with ratings because I know we like to start with ratings.
I would like to go
so-
last.
For that, you're going first. And also, why are you wearing glasses?
That's
Honestly.
what that
Because
It's a
why
pink
why
eye.
not? Why not? I'm not that pink eye, please.
Bro, that's funny.
That was one joke.
That was one time.
That was one
I
joke.
was about to say.
That was
How
one
you
joke.
doing
I'm
this
not gonna
shit?
let that. No. You know what it is? This is the mental warfare that he does.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm not gonna succumb to it.
I
Well,
mean,
you're calling
just
yourself a victim.
take off the glasses, isn't it?
I don't know who said that.
Take off the glasses.
I don't know who said that.
You have to
But,
beat the allegations now. Take off the glasses.
Nah, I'm cool.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
so
Go on.
it's
What
fine,
was your
man.
rating? What was your rating? Be honest with yourself.
Man said, tell the truth.
Yeah, tell the truth. Take off the MCU glasses.
Be a man.
He's from Primark actually.
Metaphorical.
6.5.
6.5.
Oh.
Mad.
He said we might be surprised. He gave it 6.5.
5.
Okay.
Oh, you said 6 in the car, but interesting.
I was thinking 5, but honestly, I think it's a 4.
You just have to be lower than everyone else.
No. Like,
Like, why is that competition?
I have my reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I have my reasons.
Anthony?
I was before this. I didn't know what they were gonna. I was gonna say 5, but like, I have my reasons. So 4. Yeah.
I think I was just gonna go for a 6. It was it's a bit boring. Boring
Wow.
6.
I'm going for a 3. I can't lie. This show
Thank
was
you.
hot trash.
I know I'm the lowest.
I was so
All this
disappointed.
hate, bro.
So
Like, what the fuck? Like,
and it's only a 3 because of how excited I was in the first couple episodes in terms of where I thought they were
there's
going.
only one character in this thing that even takes it to that 4. But I
Yeah.
agree. Everything else, yeah.
No, I started with Guardians, and you guys cooked me. So you guys, someone else go first.
Anubis, go again.
Oh, what? Okay, cool. Secret Invasion.
It wasn't really secret, was it?
I was about to start with that, but
Oh, sorry,
let him cook. Let him cook.
I'm not starting. I was gonna say, right. So going into the show,
Mm-hmm.
we knew it wasn't going to be the Secret Invasion that we know from the comics because things aren't aligned that way.
Mm-hmm.
But we still had hope that they could do something with the story that is kind of similar.
Mm.
From the first episode, I was like, okay, cool. It's not happening. Like, it's just not happening. But the story that they were telling was quite promising.
Mm.
And it was actually very promising up until the last episode. So for that, like before the last episode, I probably would have given it like an 8 or something. Like it was that good of a show.
Oh, really?
8.5 probably. But I will have to say, performances were good. Music is good. Not a fan of the intro.
I think the performances were good.
Performances were good. We'll get into it later. And the way the show was left, we still have the chance to do like the proper Secret Invasion thing after. So that's kind of why I'm not going too low in it. And yeah, a lesson in, I guess, adapting a comic book. You know what? I might have to take off, maybe not a point for the film, but just for Marvel in general, because they've done this too many times now. They did it with Gore, and now they're doing it in Secret Invasion. And if they try to fuck up Kang's one, then even though they've already kind of swapped it from Doctor Doom or Beyond or whatever, if they mess it up that one, then MCU might be done. Because there's only so much you can do in adapting a story, but not using anything from the story. Like, you might as well just make a whole new story at that point. And for that, it will have its 6.5. And there we go.
It should have been called Attack of the Skrulls or something shit like that.
It should have been called something else. That's a fact.
Skrulls Attack.
Yeah, Anthony said it already. It's not secret at all. You have a promising villain at the beginning. Someone who's not afraid to follow through with their beliefs and their convictions. So Gravik was amazing. He was the best thing about this show. I like the music, the intro. Up until the last episode. So, as you were saying, I wanted to give it like an 8 because I don't care about Fury and his wife, to be honest. It kind of dragged a little bit
I
for
like
me.
that.
You don't like Black Love?
Yeah, you hate Black Love.
Wow.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't like Alien and Human Love.
Oh, Black Love is alien love. Damn.
Oh my God. No, Skrull and Human Love. I don't care about that.
Talk about interracial. Jesus Christ.
Don't put words in my mouth, please. So, like, that part started dragging a little bit. So I'll give it like a 7 up until the last episode. I don't know why Maria Hill died.
Honestly.
Like,
That's
Talos
that's a big
dying
one.
as well. Like,
Oh, we're getting into that now.
like,
That's mad.
so it was promising up until last episode. And I do like the fact that they tried to do what the Ultron wanted. Like, the first thing you go for is like nuclear warheads. That just makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
But
That
then
was a
they
bit
just
meaty,
went on a
but it makes
tangent
sense,
at one
wasn't
point. I think like up until like episode 4 or something, they just went on a mad tangent.
Yeah.
I don't know why Gravik killed like the Skrulls around him. Like I know they like I know why he did, but I don't know. I don't like the fact that they changed the storyline so that his people would turn on him. Like
What?
No, I think that part was necessary.
no, because now you're killing off the Skrulls in his vicinity, and
Yeah.
like you're making him like you kind of
There's still like a million other Skrulls though.
Yeah.
there's no leader, there's no general for them.
He just wants to be fair, I think at that point
Like-
he just wants the powers.
Like
Yeah. He wants
I-
power.
I'd like to believe what you were saying, that this could lead on to an actual secret invasion later on, because maybe this is like a little glimpse, and we know it's in the back of our heads.
Mm.
And maybe after Kang or before Kang, that's when they introduced
It'll be
the
after Kang.
actual like
They're
proper
serious.
invasion.
Yeah.
But there was, I just didn't feel like there was any invasion in this one. It wasn't secret. Why did they tell us Rhodey, Rhodey was a Skrull? I don't know why. I think it would have been better if they didn't tell us he was a Skrull, or they had a phone call.
I feel like it was pretty obvious it was a
Yeah.
Skrull.
Yeah,
I
like,
think that's why they had told
and
us.
like, there's no like surprising element of who here is a Skrull.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even with as you say, the comic books at the beginning.
The Rhodey one, the first conversation they have, you're kind of not sure, but it's the second
yeah,
one they
yeah,
have.
yeah,
The
yeah.
second one they have, that's when you kind of know.
So their first conversation, I like that.
Yeah.
I was at a
I
restaurant.
actually believe Rhodey was like Rhodey. I didn't.
Nah,
think,
I thought it was a
I didn't
Skrull.
think it was a Skrull immediately.
That was a change for me. I thought, I don't know. But the
Yeah.
second one, I was like, yeah.
And we needed more elements of that in this series. I don't like how what they did with Gaia. Like, are we talking about the last episode now? Or- Okay.
Just keep it brief.
Okay. Like the ending made no sense at all. Like honestly, they've left it on a completely like mad loose end.
I think
giving
the
her way too
ending
much
made.
power.
I think the ending made quite good sense.
No,
I
it
will say
was
that.
completely rushed, and it shouldn't have been 30 minutes.
That's true.
As you said in the chat, give us 10 episodes and give us like solid episodes. But yeah, I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, Precious.
Honestly, like, I don't know if I've got like a. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know. I think I've got a bit of a reputation for, like, according to Darren, of pretty much hating everything. At the moment.
Oh, really?
He's told me that to my face, so yes. But I really don't have much to say with this episode. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I wasn't as apathetic as Miss Marvel, but I was pretty damn close, and that to me from the very start was so disappointing because, again, I've said it here and there about my distaste for trying to sort of like explore Fury and make him more human and all these other things. Personally, I don't care for that. Like, Fury was always better to me as having an element of mystery. That was part of his appeal. The fact that you didn't know how he knew so much, but then he always came in the clutch, and you just saw him as someone that was just competent. In this, he's just and they make a point to say, oh, he's a shadow of himself and everything else. But it's like, it's not even that. If that was the case, or looking at an old Fury, fair enough. But they were going back and kind of like discrediting pretty much everything we knew him to be. And I'm like, that. I guess you're trying to make a point about like, oh, the Skrulls have always been here and this is how useful they've been. But there are ways you could have done that without doing all of that. And the whole narrative of him and his wife and all this, like, it was just, you can have that, but it was just so boring and uninteresting. Like, it was just so, there was again, like, there was just apathy with me watching this shit. And it's like, again, it's not to the level of Miss Marvel, because that was straight background shit. But with this, it's like, I'm looking at things, I don't care. Like, Maria Hill dying, honestly, that's when they lost me.
Wait, what was the whole thing, like, what was the point of, like, why was Fury so, like, different? Like,
so apparently it was because
they tried to make him all black, which is weird to me.
yeah, like he wasn't always like the black.
like why was he so, like,
No,
antisocial?
it was because obviously when the blip happened, he felt, oh yeah, everything was kind of his fault. Like, basically, he kind of felt everything was his fault.
Oh.
Boom. The blip happened, did the whole Captain Marvel thing, came back, the whole wife thing weren't it. He weren't really on it, and then I think he went away again with the woman. And that's when he went to space, and I guess that's his own feeling of, oh, he can't really do it on Earth, and blah blah blah. And then that's why he come back because of the whole graphic.
But it was more specific because they tried to make it sort of relatable to graphic, because it was saying when the blip happened, he felt like he let graphic down, like he let the whole Skrulls down and all of that, and it was saying like, oh, because I wasn't here, I sort of failed in my promise to you guys and everything.
But to be fair, he's not the one who even said that. It was.
This is my point.
So it's like,
so whether or not we can even take that, it's like, whatever. Did he have a conversation with Gaia and tell her all this?
Yeah.
If that's the case, like, why are you sitting with her and revealing all these things, or is she just like making shit up?
Yeah.
Which makes that whole end scene just pointless, because you could see Gravik was taking that as like, oh, this means something to me. So you have to think there's an element of truth there.
Wait,
but how
what?
can there be? Like, this is the end episode. This is the end episode where Fury was, well, Gaia disguised as Fury was talking to Gravik and saying like, oh, I felt like I disappointed you, all of this.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not really Fury.
Yes.
So how much of that is true?
That's what I was talking about. That's why I was talking about the wife. I wasn't talking about graphic. Because that's everything I said was
Yeah,
in regards to him and his wife.
Yeah, but even the wife thing again, it's like, okay, you're together, whatever. Like, she's inconsequential. She's a diplomat. Like, that's whatever. Fine. Like, you're not getting along with your wife. Who cares?
But he loves her.
Fair, but who cares? It has no relevance to the plot of like actual invasion, which is what we're supposed to be here for.
Not really,
Like,
because
it's not relevant,
she's a
bro.
Skrull.
It's
She's
not
a Skrull, so it's quite relevant.
It's not relevant because the
It's
same
quite relevant.
relationship he had with his wife, as far as like, or someone that close to me that I love, I care about, that I've let down. It's the same thing you had with Gravik, except there was an element of romance here, which again, it's irrelevant.
But she was the one that was she was kind of the one that was in charge for a bit, wasn't she?
Again, like you could say she was helping him do all these things, but
No,
not
helping Nick. I'm talking about helping the graphic.
No, she was just one of his operatives. Like she wasn't high up in command or anything. She was just one of his operatives, which again pointless because like again
No,
like
I disagree. I don't think the relationship.
well,
between them was perfect.
what command did she give?
I don't
Like
care
when
about
did
the
you see her
command.
give an executive decision or make or
I don't
insinuate like she
care
was a
about
higher
her-
level?
I don't care about her command. I just think, well, the people kind of know that she was a bit respected. I guess. I think.
Whatever, but
Based
again,
off
that's
Gaia and
that's
stuff.
besides the point. Like but the whole thing with me and this show is there was not enough gravity to it. There was pointless sort of narratives going here and there. It was so unfocused. The emotional weight that they wanted this to have, it just didn't carry along. It just seemed so like you say, there's a $200 million, like it was such a budget, just low end
They need to
production.
investigate what they're doing with those budgets. 'cause
Yeah,
they're
it's like
they're-
low end production. I'm
they're
like what-
partying with like
Yeah.
the Tories and
like
shit. Like,
I think those numbers they
'cause
just
the-
put those numbers out. Like there's
Yeah.
it can't be.
bro, do you see that punch? That Nick Fury punch?
Bro,
what are they spending the budget
Even
on?
when he got the arm out, when they got
Yeah,
the arm out, I'm like, this is so shit.
so
like this.
bad.
Okay, what I'm
Again,
gonna
nah,
say,
so-
yeah.
so
What
this
I'm
is-
gonna
this
say.
This is
awful.
where again at this point I've checked out. Like I was literally stood at a train
Awful.
station
And,
watching this on
yeah,
my
that
phone
was-
in the
yeah.
rain.
Oh, you're
Like,
watching
my
on your
brain-
phone here. That.
If I was watching on a big screen, I'd be more pissed
Yeah.
because I'm like, why am I investing the time and effort for
I
that?
don't think so.
Like that's so like not. Anyway,
Nah, it was terrible.
it was so shit, and like even the fight itself was shit. The power sets
Fight
that they
was
had in the
meaty.
shit was
Yeah.
The
Wow.
fight wasn't shit.
like
the fight was
how-
shit.
how-
yeah,
the fight was
like,
shit.
how-
It wasn't
how-
200 million budget for like
It
a
wasn't
5-minute
shit.
fight.
Honestly,
that was
Nah,
shit.
it was terrible.
It was dead.
It
Plus-
was short
Shit.
and it didn't mean anything, but it
Shit.
wasn't shit.
Plus,
It
like
was
at the
shit.
end of
It
it,
was
how
shit.
do you even know that nigga is dead? Because
Nah,
the
we know
blast
he's
that
dead.
the
Let's not
blast
do
that you get, well, they're gonna say that, but the blast that he gave based on the power sets that we've seen, he should be able to come back from
Can
that.
he come back from the dead, or can he just?
He should be able to come back from that. There's a hole in his chest. That the whole
Have-
the whole
has
point of the
anyone
extremist
that's had
thing
healing powers
is it can
able to
do
come
that.
back from the dead.
I mean, Groot.
There you go. And it had
Did
group
he
powers.
come back
in
from the
it.
dead, or was he just a different guy?
He pretty much came back from the
It's
dead.
the
He was
same
a different
group.
person.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Like that's the same. Group.
Different mind.
And he came
But
back-
okay,
and he came back as a baby.
he could come back as
If
yeah.
Graphic
like-
comes back as a baby, then yeah, cool.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he could still come back.
So he's not dead, is what you're saying.
I'm saying he's dead.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
He
saying
said
I
that
don't
he's
care
not
if he's dead.
Thank
Like,
you.
I'll be
That's
honest.
the point
like,
here. That's the
he's-
point here.
ah.
The reason I even pointed out is just inconsistency. Like
Yeah.
you say, you told me he's got healing capabilities. You've got the extremist stuff. So
Yeah.
the thing that you actually used to kill him shouldn't have killed him based on the power
No,
sets that he
no,
had.
you're missing the point.
So
There's
I don't care if I
healing-
missed
there's
it. The
healing
point
and being
is it's
able to kill
irrelevant.
someone.
The point
You
is,
can't-
it's just whatever. Like again, like my famous line, like poor execution. Like, I don't even like. Honestly, like I've spent a lot more energy than I even wanted to. This show was just a disappointment from start to finish, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just I don't see where Marvel is going, or like I've lost interest. Like just the whole thing with Marvel is just whatever now. It's just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the show was very boring to me. Like, then, like, I think you guys watched episode 3. I think you guys were like hyped for it. I think by episode 2, I was already bored. I think I lost interest after the whole like, Rhodey, Fury conversation. Just the fact
Oh,
that he
that
was.
whole black thing. Like,
Yeah, it was just like I was like,
I'm rolling my eyes
I've
so
not
hard.
seen any of this in any of the movies.
In it.
But wasn't that the indication that he was the Skrull?
And I'm talking about from Nick Fury's side.
Oh, you're talking to Nick.
Yeah, Nick's because like the way Brody was interacting with him was just like
Who?
bare awkward. I don't, you know, I don't even care about the
It
names.
actually, it
I
makes
actually
sense.
don't
about
care.
being more
It
black and then
still
calling
works.
Brody. Like,
Whatever,
still
Brody. Yeah, like it's just like the best part of the show was Olivia Colman, hands down.
Thank you. That's the British lady, right?
Yeah,
That's the only character in
And
this
Ben
thing worth
Mendelsohn.
watching.
I'm giving Telos that as
Fuck
well.
him.
yeah. I mean,
Telos
for
is a
me,
good actor.
it's
I'm not
like
doing that. We're not
the
gonna do
whole.
He was a wet. He was just
Nah,
so
don't
wet.
do that, man.
Like he was
Anthony,
such
finish
a
your point,
pussy
please.
for
Anthony, finish your
Fury.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony,
He
finish
was
your
such a pussy
Anthony,
for Fury.
finish your
Like,
point,
what the fuck?
Anthony,
Nah.
finish your point.
Okay, so like
Huh?
the thing
Yes,
about
Yes, he was.
okay, so the thing was it wasn't a secret invasion. Like I was expecting this movie to be like like a whodunit, like a mystery, like
Same.
every episode is like okay, like is this person a Skrull? Is this person not a Skrull? But to be like, okay, well, all the Skrulls are in the compound, and then to have tell us that, oh yeah, there's a million Skrulls somewhere. Like, and then he's like, okay, well, these figureheads for like Fox News or whatever, just like, oh, these are the Skrulls. I'm like, where's the secret? Like, there's no hush hush about this. It's like, okay, they're all in this one place. The Skrulls know where to find them. They're growing their own like Skrull medicine and fruit. It's like what am I actually watching here? There's no invasion because they've already invaded. So like, there's no the Secret Invasion was like maybe a couple years before this. We're watching the aftermath of a Secret Invasion.
So if it wasn't called Secret Invasion and it was called something else,
This is
Yeah,
it's not even secret. This is like obvious
still be
aftermath.
trash.
This is what's
It'd still
called.
be trash. Even if they call it aftermath of the
but
Secret
honestly
Invasion, it'd still
though,
be trash.
if it wasn't called Secret Invasion,
It'd
and then
still
they
be
were
trash.
like all the market was like, look,
if
this
it was
is not
Attack
Secret
of the
Invasion.
Scrolls, I'd give it a 4.
It's again,
I'd
that's what I'm saying. It'd
I'd
still
bump
be
it up
trash.
one.
Like,
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
bump it up one.
exactly. It'd still be dead because it's like what? Because the whole movie just undermined Fury because like, oh, Fury, we had this big idea of him, and it's like, oh well, you couldn't have done this, but because like you've only be able to do this because you like took control of us. And then the villain, it was, like, for his main problem to be, he's got daddy issues.
in it.
I'm like, that how embarrassing. And then for him to be like, okay, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna turn into a Skrull. Like, you kill him there. Kill him there.
But even then, sorry to interrupt, Anthony.
Yeah.
But even there, the thing I had with him is like the person he was, like who they showed him to be, like laid back. He spoke minimally, said what he wanted to say when he wanted to say, and it was direct. And they turned him into a
Graphic.
monologuing.
Yeah.
They turned him into a monologuing. Just
From when
typical,
he killed his right hand man, I'm like, this man's lost the plot.
Yeah, like
Lost the plot.
and it's like it's not the same person. Like what are we watching?
Yeah.
But didn't that make sense because things were getting more tense at the time?
No,
Nah,
that's not his character.
He literally just said, why didn't you kill Fury? He's like, ah. I was like, come on, like, grow up.
Yeah. I mean, because if anything, because it's like, oh, if his right hand man starts asking questions, then everyone's gonna start asking questions.
Nah,
This is what they did.
At that point, you take him to the side. You talk to him. You don't, like, from the way he handled the first guy who he thought was a snitch, and then he got his right hand man, took him to the woods, killed him, boom. And when he took out Gaia as well, I was like, okay, this man's like, okay,
That's
to
what
the
I'm
point.
He had promised, like,
Yeah.
From then from that to like, oh, every time someone does something, I'm just gonna like act out emotionally. I'm like,
And the shouting, like
the shouting,
But wasn't that
because
an
like,
immature?
if it was a younger version of himself, fair enough. But like, how old is he? Like,
We don't know.
grown-ass
well,
man.
We don't
yeah.
know.
okay, but yeah, I mean,
he's old enough, but I'm just saying
yeah.
we don't know how. Like,
He's definitely older than Fury
no,
in terms of
Nah, I don't
not
know.
in
not
Skrull
like
years.
he is
He's
older
still
because we
immature.
don't know how
He's
long
immature.
we don't know how long their whole childhood lasts for because he was a child when we first see him.
Yeah.
And in Earth times, he's been around since Fury was a young man. So it's like
Oh
with
yeah,
those
yeah,
alien
true.
years,
True,
yes,
true,
with,
true.
with those alien years and whatever. In terms of years, he's older than Fury, but again, you can say like experience.
He's
like,
still a child.
Yeah, because I didn't
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
of course,
whole.
like relatively speaking.
Yeah.
but he's
I didn't like the
older.
whole body cup element with him and Talos, and then him and his wife. I'm like, it's like a very watered down Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and like,
You don't even get the part with two of them going after it, like back and forth, like doing the shooting in the house. Like you don't
Yeah.
even get that.
yeah,
exactly.
This is, yeah, it was very like, It was that's the vibe it gave me. Just gave
wasn't-
it.
yeah.
It was very meh,
Wasn't
very
needed.
boring. It was like a boring 6. I give it a 6 just because, like, it was a 6 for myself for completing that show. But like as a show in itself, it's offensive in the fact it's called Secret Invasion. But apart from that, it's just like it feels like a filler show. But it's like,
Like Agents of Shield.
No,
Agent-
don't even
Agents of
disrespect
Shield is
Agents of
much
Shield.
better.
Much better.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. No, not to be rude in it.
No,
guys.
I know you're about to go in, innit? Like that's
Yeah.
he's about to go in.
So you guys know for how many years I've been hyping up this show, like, and I wanted a movie from it or
Skrull
whatever.
guy.
Like, I've been the Skrull guy. Like that guy from One Division. We still don't know if he was a Skrull. I believe he is, but at this point, I don't care.
Yeah.
You thought he was a
He-
Skrull.
You know the.
Oh,
the-
yeah,
I know the guy. I
Do
know
you
the guy.
remember
I
what
can't
had that
remember
whole
his
line
name.
about him
Yeah,
being
yeah,
a,
yeah.
the agent from
Oh,
Swords?
yeah,
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
you guys described Secret Invasion to me
Yeah.
3 years ago during COVID.
Yeah.
Around
Because,
that
like,
period, that was.
Yeah,
You guys
Like,
gave me mad hype for
it's
this.
true.
With Secret Invasion, yeah, the way it happened in the comics is that obviously Civil War happens first, and already like you've got two sides that come out of that, and already obviously they hate each other and they're obviously hurt by it and whatever.
And then you see Electra.
Then the guys I think who are running away, they fight the hand, kill Electra, and she turns into a Skrull. And then the whole point of it is the whole paranoia, is the whole intensity of the suspense of okay, if she's a Skrull, who else is a Skrull?
It's the plane
We-
home. That plane home.
That
is
plane,
mad.
yeah, the plane ride home with Luke Cage, like he's like flipping out, whatever. We didn't get a single bit of paranoia in the show. Like, not a single bit of paranoia, suspense. Who is who? Who can I trust? Like, nothing. Like the stuff that we got with Rhodey, it's like, yeah, cool. He's a Skrull. How long has he been a Skrull for? Like that was the most kind of like close feeling to that I got was how long has he been a Skrull for? Apparently he's been a Skrull since, what is it, Civil War, which people have been up in arms about that because they're saying the whole moment with him and Nebula is now like it doesn't
They need to get
matter,
over
and
it.
the whole thing with him and Tony.
They need to get
Personally,
over
I
it.
don't care.
Just-
That
Like-
means Captain Marvel, because it's rumored that they're dating. That means she's dating a Skrull.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
then,
you lot are
yeah.
still with that rumor, you know. You lot need to get over that one.
Yeah,
Get
so
over that one.
personally, I didn't care about that, but yeah, people are up in arms about it because for me, obviously, the whole thing with the Skrulls is that it's how long they've been a Skrull for, and in Secret Invasion, they do the thing where the Skrull basically becomes the person. So similar to how they did it, where they've got them in that mind thing or whatever, they take on the personality. Basically the Skrull will believe that they are the person that they're imitating.
Yeah.
So the interactions that they have with these people would be genuine on their side because they believe that they are who they are. So for me, that sense of it is fine, but they didn't tell us that in the show. Like, we just know that they've got the person's looks, and I guess they're
No, but we know
And
that
that's
they
about
have.
it.
We know they have in the show. I guess we just know that they have their looks and their mind. We don't know
Yeah.
that it. And
like
we
they know that they're being that person. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
But we know from Skrulls it would take them time in order to get better at that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like they would need a while in order to be able to be like.
So,
Yeah.
so normally Skrulls can imitate anyone, right?
yeah.
But in this one, they show that they have to capture them. Is that because they don't want them to exist in that society?
I think that's more
Because-
of a mind
Sure.
thing.
Yeah, I think that's more to get their mind and like how they are, like what they're thinking
But
and whatever.
Skrulls should be able to do that themselves, no?
No, because like I think a Skrull can look at you and turn into you, but they won't have
your
your
mind.
mind and like know what you know type thing.
But obviously in the comics, when everyone lands from the ship and then there's like two of everyone,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that can't happen then.
It
I
can
mean,
happen.
Well,
it
it
can
could,
happen
yeah,
by
it
looks,
could.
but it can't happen by mind.
But no, not by my
According
yeah.
to
No,
MCU.
No, but
yeah, according to what they've shown us in the show, yeah.
it
Dead.
depends. It depends
Yeah.
if it depends because we don't know how long they've been integrated with these people in it. Like if they've been
Yeah.
integrated for a while, then it's like we wouldn't, we might not know, and they would know stuff that this new person wouldn't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We didn't get any of that. I can't lie.
So with Gravik, I didn't really mind him at first. Like, to be fair, I thought it was good at first. Like, because as I said, my expectations were high, so I was thinking, okay, where is it gonna take us? Like, you've shown us this villain and whatnot. The Nick Fury stuff, like you guys were saying, when they brought his wife into it, it kind of mellowed a bit for me. But again, the whole point for me watching the show was, where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? So I was just continually let down along the way. The fact that we only got Rhodey and Ross as being the only prominent people who were I don't even know what to call it, scrolled, like, is a fucking shambles.
You got
Like,
scrolled.
it is a shambles. Two people. So Rhodey, if we're being honest, in 2023 we don't care about Rhodey.
Honestly,
In 2023 we don't care about Rhodey.
leave him behind.
I mean, I did like in the Iron Man movies. Like, I'll give it to him there. Ross, I don't care how long he's been a Skrull for. Like, it's Ross.
I was like, why is this man so finished?
yeah,
Like, Rhodey anyway. But I forgot that his legs were injured.
Here's an interesting question.
They
And
took
this
him
is
while he was
what-
on the floor.
This is the part that's going to mess with me. Is when did Ross become a Skrull? Because if we're saying during Civil War times, let's assume they took him the same time they did Rhodey, right? After Civil War. When he goes into Wakanda,
I feel
why
like
don't
it
they
was
find
after
that out? Because he was unconscious on their table for God knows how long. Let's call it a week. Or let's say 3 days. Even if it was 5 minutes, they would have known something is not
Yeah.
right here.
I think it would be more recent. I think.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like it was Black
Yeah.
Panther too, when he was taken by his ex-wife,
Fair enough, that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So
which
it's
would
like-
mean she's most likely a Skrull. But now
Yeah.
I don't really care
No,
about the.
but-
I don't
who's
care
who
enough about
anymore.
it, but it's like
Exactly.
the reason why that's relevant to me is if they come out and tell me it was around Civil War times or even before that, then it fucks up the whole idea of Black Panther and Bass and all this because I'm like
yeah.
so my introduction to Secret Invasion was the Black Panther comic when that happened, and the big point there was the reason why they knew was
'Cause
because
they-
you
'cause
can't
it's-
imitate the soul.
Yeah.
Like, they
That's a really
know-
good part of it.
Yeah,
Actually.
like they know that's a bit. It's not just like
Mm.
you can say it's one of these things where they'll do it with technology, but no, they made a
Yeah.
point to say The reason was you can't
Because
imitate
that's
the
it. Like
soul.
everyone's all struggling against the
Yeah,
Skrulls,
like
but they've dealt
Barcelona,
with it. Like,
they stiffened it out. So I'm like, if you're gonna tell me they're all this and they missed that right in front of them,
Yeah.
all right, we just now Wakanda is nothing. Like, so
Yeah.
fuck off.
But
it wouldn't be Civil War because he's wearing the same stuff as after Wakanda in it. So I'd have to give it to after Wakanda Forever.
No, like that's what makes sense. But I'm just
what-
saying, if they come out and tell me that, then I know they're not taking
Yeah.
this seriously.
So you've watched Agents of Shield, right?
Yeah,
So one of the main things that I keep seeing online is the whole thing with the LMDs,
live
Yeah.
model
like
decoys,
the, I guess like not knowing who's who type of
Yeah.
thing. I saw a scene where I think this guy and this girl I think are talking, and then I think they're both unsure of if it's the real person or whatnot, and it's like a real kind of suspense, like tense scene or whatever. Like, and people are saying that is better than what we got in the whole show. Would you agree? Because I haven't watched it
Oh
myself.
yeah. So basically, every interaction you get like with LMDs and Agents of Shield like is sick. Now I stopped watching Agents of Shield after I want to say season 5.
Mhm.
So I don't know if there's any interaction beyond that.
Beyond
but
that,
from
okay,
what
yeah.
I saw up until that point, like Agents of Shield is such a good show. Like it's so
Mm.
underrated. Like
Yeah.
every interaction you see there, it has a lot more weight than
Yeah, so
anything in
That's
this.
my gripe. Then is that it's been done to a degree.
Mm.
Could you not have just copy and pasted that and made it better? Like,
honestly.
or just even copy and pasted it, like, and just change the homework, like.
You don't even need to, if you see the actual, talk about the tech, like,
Yeah.
of those live model decoys, like, you
Mm.
don't even, whatever CGI they use, just copy and paste the exact same shit. You didn't need
Yeah.
anything else. Like, the whole stuff with the
And
stories
this
transforming.
is my
like-
problem with the MCU at the moment is obviously we can say, like I said, they need it to be at least 10 episodes and it can't just be 30 minutes each time. Like, they need the time to be able to flesh out some of these things. But it's Disney who decides this at the end of the day. Like, there's a reason why it's got to be, like, they're choosing to do it 6 episodes. So everything, it kind of gets to the point where build, big fight rush. Everything just, like, rushes towards the end. It's like, what are we actually trying to build here? And there's a point that these shows do not feel like TV shows in the sense that it's going to be something that should be ongoing or that should be vital. It just
Yeah.
feels like it's filler or not even filler.
I
It's
feel like
prep.
little
It's prep
snippets.
for the movies.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like prologues for the movies.
They're
Yeah.
supposed to
But
be
there's nothing
preps
wrong
and
with that,
prologues
though.
for the movies, but at this
It
point,
is when it's not been done well. Like,
That's the problem.
it's been rushed. Like,
no, but this is the thing. At this point, I don't even think we're gonna get that kind of payoff because it doesn't even look like, because it looks like they're gonna like just, I don't know if retcon is the word, but a lot of the things in the movies, based on what the boss of Disney has been saying,
Mm.
they're gonna like retcon a lot of shit. So it's like, what's the point of even investing?
Yeah, they've lost
time
our
doing
interest
this.
in
Exactly.
Yeah.
these sort of things.
So my conspiracy theory is Feige is doing this on purpose to make our interest go down, so that the payoff is massive when they kill off all of these
Nah,
shit
that
characters.
won't
Nah, because
work.
I'm already
That
skipping
won't work.
movies.
Listen, we're putting
if-
Kevin
if I
Feige
would've-
on
yeah,
full
yeah,
watch.
yeah,
I'm not with you on that
If-
one.
if
I'm not with you
Ken
on
kills
that
all
one.
of
these guys, I'll be happy.
I
Nah.
wouldn't have bothered with Guardians 3.
I wasn't with you on that one.
I'm
with
not
you on that one.
bothered about Marvels, whatever that is when it comes
Same.
out. I'm really
Yeah.
not bothered. But again, for the pod, I watch it. But it's
Yeah.
like,
What I will say is that, yeah, Secret Invasion, yeah, it's not what it said on the tin. It's not close to the comics. I think now we're in the real now we're firmly in the mid stage. I will say, like, when people were saying, "Oh, MCU was mid before," I was like, "Nah, it's not really." Now it's firmly in mid. For Love and Thunder, this.
Listen,
Like,
there's
too many things. There's too many things.
We
now.
need to put Kevin Feige on fraud watch.
Nah.
this guy-
See,
He
look, you give
can't
him-
be-
you
he's
give-
too
you
good
give
to
him
be on
greatness.
Fraud Watch.
Nah,
But-
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
look,
sorry.
nah,
I'm sorry.
nah.
He's got to be on
basically,
fraud watch.
I've gone. Yeah,
It's approaching the point now where we've got more mid than good in
Nah,
Marvel.
nah,
We're
nah,
because of the
nah,
TV
nah,
shows.
nah,
Because of the
nah,
TV
nah,
shows,
Yeah,
you have to.
yeah.
You
So
have
are we gonna
to.
disregard
You-
Infinity War things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
have to.
that's
Again, listen to what I'm saying.
Nah.
At this point in time, we've got
Nah.
more mid than great.
So,
What do you mean,
I don't
so?
agree. I don't agree. But
I mean,
Feige-
you gave Secret
Feige-
Invasion 6.5, so
I
you need to
mean-
put a tax on that.
I mean, but that's only really because of the rush finale. That's the only reason
all
why.
of it's been rushed. So basically, I've at this point, I've just decided. I'm not. You know how people used to say like, "Oh, I'm a fan of the MCU. I'm a Marvel
Yeah,
fan."
you're out.
I'm,
you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're out.
I'm
DC
basically
fan.
I'm a casual
Yep, yep,
viewer
yep,
now
yep.
of this whole shit.
My question was going to be.
I'm a Invincible fan and a The Boys fan. That's what I am.
I hear that.
I'm not on MCU.
Oh, we'll
anymore.
get into that mid boys later.
Mm.
Yeah, this is pushing me straight to anime. So
Yeah, you need to get a crack on, mate. If they do, quick question.
Didn't you say in the car that he's a Skrull?
Who?
Kevin Feige.
Oh, you just ruined the fucking joke now. Like,
No, no, but no.
Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like, damn.
no, because obviously,
Nah.
when you said that, I thought you was on his side.
The only way that makes sense is if they
Nah.
do the She-Hulk thing and go-
Is he a Skrull or not? Because you said
Nah.
he was a Skrull, but now you're defending him. Like,
Nah.
what is it? What
Well,
is it?
You know,
Are you the
that
Skrull?
That point is done.
You sound like Darren.
It's messed up now. I was gonna say once, okay, because there's gonna be certain films that you lot are definitely gonna see. You know, when like Blade or something comes out. Or
Hey, you don't know me, man.
I'm just saying. Okay,
Honestly.
I'm just saying. That when one of these
What
films
we're
come
hearing
out,
of Blade, it might not even be
whatever. When one of these films comes out, I'm not saying this anytime soon, and interest kind of garners up again, and then a proper secret invasion happens within the films.
Damn, you're hopeful, man.
Would you be like, no, you know, I don't care, I've already seen the series, or would you be like, okay, if it's kind of looking like it's done well, would
I
you
mean,
be
If
interested?
they do like the comics, then yeah.
Yeah, everything doesn't look promising. The leaders of the new Avengers look dead. Like young Avengers dead. Like,
But do you think we're still going to be dealing with this whole Earth stuff, or do you think we're going to be more cosmic at this point?
I honestly don't care. The only thing I care
Yeah,
about
I
is
honestly don't care.
Spider-Man. Really.
To benefit, if anything,
And
they
the
need to
thing
be more
is,
grounded.
None of those
Grounded.
things even look remotely appealing. The cosmic shit is just whatever. The Earth shit is like, well, we're gonna go back to New York. Like, it's
Okay,
just
so
Yeah.
what
whatever.
is appealing to you like, at the moment then?
I mean, I guess to be fair, Doctor Strange, as much as I didn't really like Multiverse of Madness,
Nah.
the whole incursion thing looks like that could be interesting. Spider-Man and like the introduction of Daredevil and Kingpin into that like franchise, I think that would be interesting. And what else? I think that's it.
Honestly, I don't think I care enough about all those things.
Yeah.
And for me,
Mm.
the worst part is it goes so across the board. Like I'm not even. The only thing I'm remotely optimistic for is the whole Black Panther universe and what comes out of that. But even then, it's like it's so distant. Like I don't. The only
They
way
need a
that,
time skip.
yeah, the only way that even becomes relevant to me again is if they recast whoever is supposed to be playing T'Challa and give me those kinds of storylines.
Mm.
If they're coming to me with like Shuri doing this and that, or
Nah, I
his
don't think
kid
that's
grow-
gonna be the
his
case,
kid
though.
growing up or whatever, like miss
Mm.
me. So that's what I'm saying. The only thing I'm remotely
it'll be
excited
the
about
kid.
is that, but that excitement only means something if we're talking about T'Challa again.
Mm.
Outside of that, the MCU, honestly, for me now is just.
So for you, it's just Black
whatever.
Panther.
That's the only thing.
For me, it's again my conspiracy theory. If they pay it off with Kang killing every one of these shit characters,
You know, I forgot about
Or-
that guy. I forgot. about
or they're doing this on purpose, and the payoff is they're trying to make the 18+ stuff great. So sorry, like they're gonna try and make this one look shit. The things below 18+,
That doesn't make any sense.
and then they've been bringing 18+ shows to kind of bring everything back.
It's,
i.e.
it's
Daredevil.
Disney. I don't see them making an 18+.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
no,
agree
no,
with
no.
that.
To
I
be
don't
fair,
agree
they
with
make
that.
the money anyway.
I
though.
don't agree
That's
with
the
that.
thing,
No,
yeah.
I'm saying that, but it's like
I don't agree with that.
if you're making things like you're not doing it to like to garner bad headlines and all these other things or people's apathy or whatever else, because like your whole thing is word of mouth. That's the one thing Marvel had. It's like everyone like knew like if Marvel's doing it, it's gonna be at least good. Like even if you can't call it trash, it's gonna be at least good, even if it's not amazing.
Yeah, but the
You
thing
can't
is
say that anymore.
what I will say though is that Marvel did get to a point where it's like, oh, people are just gonna expect better and better and better without really looking at what they actually did. Like after Infinity War Endgame, okay, I guess it was a while ago now, but like now people are like, oh, all right, I need the next big thing now, and it's like, hold on, it took bare long to get to that point. All right, now we're in this.
it's not
Now
that.
we're in the phase of it's mid, it's a bit wishy washy,
It's not
whatever,
that.
whatever.
Listen, we can
whatever.
go.
I would
We
only
can go
say
bar for bar, like
No, I
what's
can
come
hear you.
after and what's
I
come
would say, I
before,
would
and
only
Yeah.
agree with
before
you.
washes
Once we
it.
get
Like,
once we get to the next big bad thing, once we get to the next Infinity War stage, and if it's not that, then I'll agree with you.
See,
I'll
with
be
prob-
like,
these,
the
with
problem
these,
with
do
expecting-
you know, no, do you know what is is you're saying that, but everything that we got before Infinity War, like it wasn't only just the fact that it was good movies. These were good characters. Like everything
Nah,
was done
people
well.
were trashing Captain Marvel
no,
and that.
no. Everything
Yeah,
was.
yeah, it's Captain Marvel.
Okay, what one person out of all of the 7, 8, 9, whoever people was in the come up to these films. Now
let me
we've
get the
got
list up.
all of these meaty people, and you're telling me now I need to expect good
Yeah.
things because it's called Secret Wars.
Kate
no
Bishop.
chance.
Wait.
No chance.
What
No
people are we
chance.
talking about? What
Kate
people are we
Bishop.
talking
Even
about?
people that we consider like now to be like mid. So someone like Kate Bishop
Mm.
could have had so much more potential if she came before, because you compare her to someone like a Black Widow to a lesser degree, whereas like she doesn't have any powers or anything. But the one thing they did, they showed you that to an umph degree, and now it's like okay, you can respect her as like an Avenger, and now she's come down. She's lost.
Like the most interesting characters in Marvel right now are probably the fake Captain America, who killed a guy. Like he's that looks interesting.
Agent, yeah.
And then Black Widow's sister. But then they've got like I don't know. They're not going to be like the main screen ones.
Yeah.
They're going to have like backgrounds or little small TV.
Well, they're going to be Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
innit?
exactly. Yeah. But they're going to have like their own little small thing. But
So Nibs, I understand that you're trying to say like because Infinity War and Endgame was so great that you can't just match that level. But the
No,
drop,
I'm not saying
the drop
that they need to
between-
match it, but I'm just saying is that people are expecting it.
yeah, people are
straight
expecting
away,
it,
innit?
I don't think people are.
But it's not
I think they
it's not fair to the people who are expecting it for the drop to be so massively like down.
I
to
can-
what
I
you're
can-
Why,
saying,
why are
like,
we going from
we're going like
from-
below what
from Infinity War to Iron Man 3?
Yes,
or
yeah,
Iron Man
yeah,
2?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that-
exactly.
The drop shouldn't be that deep. Like,
That's why I've got my conspiracy theories, but
Like I thought Eternals was.
yeah, and I would probably watch
Like,
Iron Man 3 more than I would
definitely.
watch some of the stuff that's come since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the so these are the stuff that come after Endgame.
Mhm.
Black Widow,
Dry.
Shang-Chi.
Dry.
Nah, I thought that was good.
Shang-Chi was good.
No, it's dry.
It was. I'm with you, but it was iffy. Eternals.
Medium.
I like
See,
that.
I thought Eternals was
Awful.
dead, but look at everything that's come back since. I'm like, you know what?
I
might
might
have
have to look
I
at
might
it.
have been a bit too
Nah,
harsh.
nah,
You lot gave me
nah,
shit.
nah,
You
nah,
lot
there's
you
no
lot
way.
gave me shit for thinking of so
There's
highly
no
of
way.
Eternals. Like, I
There's
think
no
I'm the only
way.
one who really thought highly of
Bro,
it.
Nah, Eternals is mid.
nah.
It's mid.
Eternals
It's
is
mid.
Solid mid.
awful.
But
mid.
like,
Awful
you have a
movie.
couple
It's not
glasses.
awful.
Awful.
Like, stop
actually,
it.
if
It's
I'm,
not
if I'm
awful.
going off Darren's
Awful.
point, like what Secret Invasion was and what
Yeah.
I thought Eternals was going to be with the
Yeah.
X-Men and stuff, it's dead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
that's a dead
dead.
film. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that was a good film.
Nah.
That was alright.
No, I
Yeah, it
never
was
called
more.
it that.
No, I
That
called
was
it.
him, yeah,
That was a good
yeah.
film.
It was
Most of it
alright.
mid.
It was alright.
It was mid. Still mid.
Love and Thunder, you know what that one was.
Dead.
Wakanda Forever,
Wakanda for never.
that was good.
That was good.
Quantumania,
Nah. No.
Guardians.
Yeah, I liked Guardians.
Guardians was like
Guardians
feel
dead.
good.
I can't lie. I might even have to.
What
agree
about
with you on
Spider-Man? No Way Home.
Spider-Man was.
That was before it. That was way
Yeah,
before.
Spider-Man was good.
Wait, no Way Home was after Endgame, right?
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
up there,
yeah,
okay.
but I wasn't really gonna count that one.
Agenda.
'Cause I feel like we all knew it was a good film.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
Listening everything. You're just
and
listening.
also, what I'll also say is
You
that
forgot all of the TV shows.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now we're in the realm of TV shows, and I guess people are having to adjust to it. You know, people thought WandaVision was good. People thought WandaVision was dead. People thought Loki was good. People thought Loki was dead.
You know,
People
I'm
thought
not
Winter Soldier
excited
was good.
for season 2.
I
you know.
haven't
After
even
watching
seen the
that trailer,
trailer.
I'm
Yeah.
not
I
excited.
didn't watch the
I haven't
trailer.
even seen the trailer.
watching it.
Like, I don't even. I'm not.
I'll watch it, obviously, but I'm not excited.
I don't. I really don't
It
care.
didn't move me at all.
Seems like I'm the only one holding up the MCU flag then.
Honestly, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
You're
that's fine.
you're
I'll be
worse
here.
than me in
I'll
terms
be here.
of.
I'll be here because when
keeping
you lot are all
MCU.
back, when we're back
Yeah.
in a few months, you'll be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I will not be back.
How's it been? That's been
Thank
good.
you.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Not a few months.
Okay, that's fine.
Listen, when in November, when Invincible comes back, I'll be there.
All I'm gonna say is that when the new stuff comes out, then I need to see you lot not watch it then to be in this stance if you lot don't care.
I'll hate watch it.
I won't
don't
watch
mind.
You know
it
what I
in
said?
cinema.
We have
Yeah.
to watch it because
Yeah.
of the pod. So you can't say, "Oh,
Yeah.
we've watched."
I'm
it.
not saying if you don't like something, you don't.
This
have to
feels
watch
like I'm
That's
doing
all
it for
saying.
work. Like
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Literally,
like,
that's
you
what
know,
it is.
if you don't
Yeah.
like talk about it, I'm not gonna force you to talk about it. So you know,
It feels like a chore.
don't waste your time.
It is.
Well, I'm going to because I want them to do well, but like,
wait, but Nubis, you can't like.
this is like supporting Arsenal back in the day. Like
yeah.
you have to watch it. You can't not watch it.
And even if the ending is like great, that doesn't excuse how mid. Like,
Thank
what it is
you.
now.
Thank you.
I know, right?
Thank you.
The build up is trash.
Yeah. speak on it.
Okay. If we actually look at it, is there build up?
It's dead build up.
What's the build up that's actually happened?
Kang.
To the
Loki?
multiversal war, like
But
Loki?
the Secret War shit.
But what properties has there been that's been like, yeah, this is part of the build up? So Loki, the end of Loki.
Yeah.
End of
Qua-
Doctor
Qua-
Strange.
Quantumania. Yeah, Doctor Strange.
But what end of Doctor Strange? What was the
The whole incursion thing
Yeah, the incursions.
what was the spell?
with Charlize
Oh, with
Theron's
the eye.
thing.
Yeah,
okay.
So there's
So
that
that's
Secret
That's strange.
Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
No, before the Secret Invasion. What was it?
No,
before?
that- there's build up.
Quantumania.
Even what's his name? Captain America and Winter Soldier. There was like a setup for that as well.
No, but
Yeah.
what's that set up for something going forward? What was that saying?
The
going
New
forward?
World Order, like what the world is going to look like with Captain America and the Thunderbolts and all of that. That links to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That links to that. Like that's a huge thing. Like even in the Black Panther movie, we're talking about like an invasion of Wakanda. Like they
Yeah.
literally said that's the next plan.
Even the
And they've
Taliban
got the
now as
Hawks and
well.
whatnot.
Whatever the
Taliban,
Taliban are
yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
doing going forward.
Yeah.
So there's build up in everything. Just the
Literally,
build up has been dead.
everything.
But there's no build up of story or being
No,
like,
no,
oh, this
there
is the
is.
main story. That's my
Well,
point.
there is because
Well, yeah,
we know
incursion.
we're going to the multiversal war.
This whole time, Tiamat is just like in the sky somewhere.
Who?
The celestial in on Earth.
Don't get
Yeah.
me started on
No
that
one's
rubbish,
mentioned him
man.
once.
Whatever is gonna happen to the Harry Styles character, or whoever that was.
Starfox.
I
Like,
forgot
when
about
he
him.
came back. Yeah.
I forgot about him.
But yeah,
Like-
basically my point was that once they actually like through line things and be like, yeah, okay, this is the story that we're actually telling, I think it'll be a lot better.
The
Now I just
problem
think,
is they don't
I
know
think
that.
it's-
I don't
no,
think.
I
I
think
don't
they
think
do.
they know.
I think they do, but I just think they're just too loose with the points.
I guess
That's
the
my
only interesting thing is probably Galactus probably coming with the whole Eternals and the Celestials and all
They
of
said
that.
Galactus is going
So
to
do
be
you
in
think
the film.
do you
the
think they
next one
could
that do.
you could have said this at before Avengers 1, like when we had Captain America, Iron Man, we had Hulk.
Said what?
Do you think you could have said this? Like, is there a build up? Is there a through line?
I think the only person that could have done that was Thanos. Maybe like because he did say.
Because the
like,
first time we
he
saw
knew
Thanos, when
something.
was it?
Sorry,
Avengers 1.
Avengers 1.
Avengers 1, innit? So again,
No,
you think there
know
was a
why you're
through
wrong?
line,
Because
like-
in Iron Man 1 there was
well, what's the through line?
the through line was, oh, we need to get the Avengers Initiative.
No, yeah, it was the
Oh yeah, okay,
Infinity
cool.
Saga.
Okay,
Like
cool.
that,
cool.
so this is the thing.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
always-
So again, this makes all the pre-Infinity War stuff way better
Yeah,
than what's
because
come
it
since.
makes there was a
Yeah.
you could say there was a through line.
You were saying that it wasn't.
No, my point is that there was more of a through line then. Now they're giving you bits like drips and drabs. They're not really being like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing
And that's
this.
why it's shit.
And all I'm saying is, once they're like, yeah,
Just say it's
this is-
shit.
I'm not saying it's shit. I don't think it's shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh, everyone thinks it's shit, so I must think it's shit. No, I don't think the fight was
Listen,
shit.
next week.
I
next
think
week,
the fight was decent.
You-
I just think they rushed it.
Next week.
And I
we'll
also
see.
no, you know what it is?
Like, I don't understand it.
Let
Like, how
me
can you
say
see
my
that and
piece.
think it was decent.
Let me see. No, you know what? You know why I think it was decent, and the reason why people might think it's shit.
Why is he wearing sunglasses? Is this Anubis?
Right?
Is this Anubis?
It's Kevin
the
Feige,
reason
innit?
why, the reason why is something to that Precious said earlier is that the moment Samuel Jackson punches my man with that little CGI
The
thing,
moment the hand appeared.
the moment that happens, I believe most of the people that were watching it were like, ah.
You know
That was
me.
the moment that people were like, ah.
I don't really care about CGI like that, but when I
Nah,
saw
that was
that,
crazy, though.
I
Bro,
was
it
just
was-
like,
That was crazy.
The first thought that came to my head, I don't know if you laugh with this,
Yeah.
was I bet Darren thinks this is fine.
no,
Like
no,
that, I was,
nah.
that's the
Genuinely,
thing.
yeah,
Because
that's
like,
like
it was so
loopy.
bad to me.
Damn.
I'm thinking if
No, 'cause-
Darren thinks this is okay, like I'm
When you
losing it. I don't know what we're
guys were
looking at.
cooking CGI in other movies, I was like, I don't really notice. I didn't notice the way the arm.
Bro,
I was like,
as
nah,
soon as
we're
the
not
arm-
doing this.
And it was like it's
Yeah.
an old man doing the
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
having
you
the
see- you
arm.
see-
that,
you see-
nah,
you see-
bro, it was so
That
trash.
was, and I believe that was the catalyst for people to be like, nah, I'm
No,
not having it.
no,
I'm
no,
not having it.
no.
I'm not having it.
No,
the rest of it
I'm not
wasn't
having
all
it.
that good.
I'm not
either.
having it.
no.
And I believe that. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I do think Marvel's not in a great space right now, and it's whatever.
You even released the Harvest thing, whatever it was.
I'm not.
Honestly.
You know,
Like,
you know
why
what?
would you
That
even
makes
let that
sense.
out?
Sir.
Like,
It makes sense.
It
It
does
makes
make
sense.
sense.
It makes sense.
Like,
It makes sense.
You're looking for one thing. Here you go. Are you mad? And you're not even going to the fight yourself.
You fucked it because it wasn't in Fury.
No, like it's stupid.
No.
He's the one
What
who.
do you mean? No, he must have told
Yeah,
her.
he's the one who took it out. So he gave it to her at some
Yeah.
point. And
So-
it's like
so
you're
what's
not even
Fury?
giving it to the person like, oh, you want it to end up in the hands of.
Because he saved the president instead of her dad. Why
Even
would you
that-
not give it
even
to
the
her?
whole thing with the president, like with the
And
president,
then also,
like,
it's
that
like,
scene where they
oh,
got
if
shot.
Graphic is gonna get
Did
it
you know-
eventually.
Did you notice? Did you guys notice when in that scene where the president was getting shot,
Mhm.
where Gravik was on the opposite side, right, shooting at the president and whatnot. But then when they took the president away and whatnot, like one of the actual U.S. agents turns into Gravik. I'm like, when did that happen? Like, when did he come into the same side as the president? Like,
He's a scroll.
it made
man.
no
I
s-
remember.
That's not a point. That's not an important point.
Go back
Sorry.
and watch it.
It's
It's,
not
like,
an
it's not
important
even about him changing. It's like moving. Like, how did you get from there to here?
He's a scroll.
Like, it made no sense.
That's not an important point.
I mean, I think there was a smoke screen, wasn't there? So,
So,
Yeah.
and are we
Was
also
it
going to
not?
ignore?
okay.
Like, are we also going to ignore the fact that obviously Gravik was a super scroll, but now Gaia is like a super scroll with all the powers of all the like heroes ever.
Yeah.
Like she's
It's
so
not all
OP
the
right
heroes
now.
ever. It's like 20 people.
Like anyone in that harvest, like that power alone is ridiculously crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, and
She's
you
way too overpowered.
Okay,
for the
first of all,
MCU universe. And
yes,
she's a scroll.
first she might be, but also, how do we know what's the percentage in regards of like how well she can use these powers and how much of these powers?
The fact that she has all these powers anyways.
She could
Hey
use
man,
it
you told me
instantaneously.
Shuri didn't need to train to do all the stuff in it, so she could
Oh,
just use
okay.
it like
And let
willy
me
nilly.
tell you why this is different.
Yeah, she could
because
just use
as
it willy-nilly.
Skrulls, what's the whole point of their biology?
We got
They're
'em.
there to adapt.
Uh,
Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Also-
So you're just proving your. I'm proving your
Oh
point.
my, no! This is why you're not
Yeah.
listening. You're not
Hey,
listening.
Precious,
This is why you're
Precious,
not
we got 'em.
listening. You ain't got nothing.
We
You
got
ain't
'em.
nothing. You're not just saying things. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Let me tell you why. I personally believe because
Uh-huh.
we've seen these things in stuff before.
You know when
anime,
he
cartoon
knows
TV shows.
he's been caught is when he says, "I personally believe,"
In it,
because he said that last time as well.
Oh, so are
I
we?
told you guys we got it.
we're all talking
invokes
about what you personally
subjectivity.
believe, so let's not all do that. I believe that the power that she has, whatever power she's using,
Mhm.
it's not the 100% power that the original person has. So whatever,
it's the same DNA.
but it's not 100% of the same power. Like, I don't know, it's probably less than half.
Oh my gosh.
She has less than half of every power in the harvest.
Yes,
And you don't think that's OP?
I didn't say it's not OP.
What-
Did I disagree with that?
What's your point? What
So-
point you
But
making?
my point is that she's not. Oh, she's got. You know, I don't know if she has 4's power, but it's like, oh, if she goes up against 4, lightning for lightning, it's not the same thing. She goes.
She doesn't need to. She's got Captain Marvel's
I'm
powers, and
talking
she went
about
up with
lightning
Thor.
for lightning, please. If
Why
we're
would
going
she
about
do
with the
that?
same thing,
Why
then
would you do lightning for lightning?
I'm just saying. You know.
Would
this
you
is what-
disagree
this-
with it?
but
Would
this
you
is what
disagree
Skrulls
with
do.
the statement that she's now the most powerful person in the MCU?
Whoever the Super
Nah.
Skrull was going to be the most powerful person.
She's the
at that
second
point.
powerful. Thor's daughter was number 1.
What does she have again?
Infinity or
And is she
Eternity.
stronger than Wanda?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she is.
there's Wonder as well. Nah, I don't
don't
think
know.
so.
No, I don't
They
think
didn't
so.
show that.
But what happened? Wanda
didn't she
opened the
shrink?
Darkhold.
Did she shrink?
She phased.
Oh, oh, okay. Because I thought it looked like she
Oh, was
shrunk
that
at one
Vision?
point.
Was that Vision's power?
No, like Ant-Man. I thought, and I was confused.
Oh,
No,
also,
like Ghost.
also, this makes
Oh, it was the ghost. Okay, yeah.
in episode 5 at the ending when Nick Fury's gearing up with all his gear and stuff. It makes it look like completely pointless now. Because
Yeah.
that was Gaia.
He dressed up for what?
Yeah,
Was that
you got the harvest and everything.
Yeah, that
No,
was
he
Fury.
pressed-
That was Fury.
That was
Yeah.
Fury.
That guy when he went to the.
Because he called her, innit?
That was Fury.
he went to
Yeah.
the little-
He just dressed up for the president, really.
So you dressed all of that for the president.
Yeah.
Even the president, like that whole.
And
thing
plus,
with the
no, it
president
was
is
just the thing of, oh, he's back. Like, let's be real.
Even so, this,
Yeah.
the other point
It
where
was like
they
a
were-
metaphor.
where they were in the hospital,
Like,
where
I'm
the
here
president was
saying
like,
things
"Oh,
are
make a
wrong, but let's be
decision,
right,
Like, do you
please.
trust him or whatnot?" That's such a stupid time-wasting scene to me as well.
Yeah.
Because like
That's
another-
why I like Olivia Colman's character. She
Yeah.
did stuff.
But the thing is,
I thought
they
she was a
nerfed
Skrull
her.
for a
They
bit.
nerfed her at that point
Aye, 'cause
because
she was-
she should have just shot him and then she
Yeah.
would have revealed it. So why are we wasting time here going, "Oh, do you trust me?" and all these? Like, what are we doing here? And they've
No,
shown
but
us.
he needed
They've
to-
shown no,
needed
no,
to
because
see
they
it.
showed us before that she would make that decision. Like when the others
she was
came
just
in,
cutting off
she
fingers and
shot the
stuff.
guy and was like, "Well, everyone, look, have a
but,
look."
Yeah, but it's not like
Anubis, you can't.
he
There's
has
no
to
defending
see
that.
it for himself, innit?
He would have seen it when if she shot him. Then he would have seen it because he would have changed.
Yeah, but
Stop it. That scene made no sense. It made no sense, especially because you've shown her in literally the same show. You've shown her do that exact same
yeah,
thing.
but that's different because she was in a different. Like, this is the president now. This is someone that's
What
above
the
her.
fuck does that mean? Like she did that with her superior.
He was a superior at the time.
Yeah, the guy in the office. She shot him, and then when he turned,
No, but that's not a superior.
that
if
was
he's
a
a Skrull.
superior.
You
No.
think she's speaking of him as a superior if he's a
No,
Skrull?
no. That person that the Skrull was in,
Yeah.
imitating was her superior, and she shot him. So you
Yeah,
can't
but that's
say-
different. That's different.
What are you talking about? Like, this is where I'm
different.
done talking because now
different.
you're just arguing for nonsense.
Then let's
Yeah.
move on to the next topic then.
Let's,
which is-
'cause that's such a stupid point. Like,
It's not.
Wait,
It's
what,
not.
What was the point?
where she had the the hospital where the president was trying to decide whether or not to trust Rhodey, and she had a gun to him, and then they did that whole thing where Rhodey smashed the gun away. Like he should have just shot him. He turns into a Skrull, and then the president knew, okay, they're telling the truth. Like, why are we standing here wasting time and waiting
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like him, like Nick Fury's over there giving a speech, like, trust me, do this.
Mm.
Like, you know what, like, and we've seen in the past, like, she shot her superior and then she showed the others, like, this is not actually the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are we standing here wasting time? Like, the
Yeah.
clock is ticking. We're talking about nuclear bombs being released. We're standing here doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if you shoot him. I mean, I've got an answer for it, but you know, we can go forever.
Listen,
Yeah, it's the wrong
Oh,
answer.
do you want me to say it? Okay, I've got 2 theories. One of my theories is that
2 theories, you know.
I mean, this is what we do. One of my theories is that she did it so that she can get caught on purpose. You lot can be like, oh, we've seen no evidence of that, and that's fine.
Get out of here.
That's fine. That's fine.
Get out of here.
That's fine. Her, by how Rhodey caught her with the gun.
She wanted to be a damsel for like a couple seconds.
In
Apparently.
it, and that doesn't go against the character we've seen.
I-
up to now.
I also think that he had to see it for himself rather than yeah, he did actually. He did.
Precious, can you put
Anyway,
the
Sha.
aircon on, please?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't care. I don't.
Yeah.
That's not a point in the film. I don't care about that point, to be honest.
He
I'll
just,
have to be right.
likes arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? What you were saying about
I
Fury,
still love you, Marvel. Though.
like,
Kevin Feige,
they made
my guys.
They made him. They
This is
made
like a
Fury
job
look like Harry
interview.
Potter. Like
Hey.
he can't do anything on his own. He needs every single one of his friends to do everything.
That's a
Like
pussy.
Yeah, but at least Harry Potter had the plot armor.
he's
thing.
a pussy.
This nigga
Let's
didn't
not
even
talk
have
about
anything
True.
going for him.
true.
He's a
But-
pussy. Let's not talk about
Like
that
you were saying, if they'd have done it where they would have been instrumental in some things, then
Mm.
cool. They made it seem like everything he ever
Literally,
did.
Fury
it was
is
Skrull.
point like
Yeah.
he. There's
He's
no
a prop,
point to it.
like,
guy. Nah.
He literally.
that's
he-
basically what they told us.
He's
Nah.
not. It's so
Yeah.
disappointing. Like
Mm.
Would you guys forgive it if Theory is a shell of himself on Earth just because he is doing some amazing shit with sword up in space and
Well, we've
cosmic?
not seen that.
No.
Yeah.
No, but if they show it like later
he's
on,
chilling
he's
up there
like,
barefoot, like
no,
just
what
walk
I'm saying
around.
is like if Sword is doing some madness and he's like looking after all these
But
worlds
this-
and stuff, would you guys forgive him for not?
no. This is ifs.
because
Like
if he found all these worlds to be looking after, then he would have sent. That was the original
Yeah,
promise of the
then the
Skrulls.
Skrulls
We'll
wouldn't
find
even
you a
be
world,
there,
then they
yeah.
wouldn't even be here
yeah,
because they'll be on that world that he's now discovered,
yeah.
which is why they're still here. So he's not doing a good job. So
Yeah.
he's not actually doing.
So he's
anything.
failing. He's failing both ways.
Oh, Nick Fury failed. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think we know that.
Exactly.
And I feel like once the Skrulls and the Kree do the alliance, they do the alliance, and then they're gonna end up breaking from that alliance, and then there's gonna be a proper secret invasion later. That's when we'll get Nick Fury again.
I didn't understand the whole thing they were trying to do at the end of where it's like, oh, I'm gonna accept, like accept me as I am, and like in the whole like alien skin. I'm like, this. You see the way he forced smiled at, like,
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
that
he was
kiss,
not
that
happy.
kiss at the
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
I'm like, this is not what this nigga wants.
I mean,
Like honestly, like this is like
I mean, it's
that.
the first time you have to allow that.
It's not the
Nah,
first
nah.
time.
He's known for years. He was like, I bet he told her like, yeah, no, like get out of that skin.
No, but it's
Yeah,
the, it's
that's
the
how he
first
looks
time
at
he's
her,
kissed
like-
her.
Yeah,
Like, when-
he already told her because she
Yeah.
made that a point to say that.
Well-
She was like, you need to like me in this skin.
What was it that happened? Like he is he walking away and then does she say like love you or some shit like that, or she asked him something and he like
Yeah.
fights through his soul to like say it.
Oh, it's
no,
like,
it's
do
on
you,
the
do you love
phone.
me in this skin or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah,
And
he's
then
just
it was
like,
Like, yeah.
It's like I guess we'll
It
never
was,
know.
it was the
Yeah.
most awkward
Yeah.
thing. I'm like,
Like-
even the kid, like, think about it, like physically, like
Fury,
with that
though.
mouth that
Mystery.
she had and the teeth and everything. Like, how'd you fix your mouth to kiss that? Like for real, as a human being,
Yeah.
like you see that,
I
like
swear you're
thinking,
attracted to
what the
snakes.
fuck? No, what the fuck? When did I say?
I'm just saying, I'm not having my boy Nick. You drag that like that.
You're just throwing a tantrum now because like
not
your
throwing a
point was
tantrum.
shit. Like now you're just saying anything. Because I've never said I was attracted to snakes.
I mean, you
I
didn't
have,
deny
I have
it.
a phobia
I'm
of
just saying.
snakes. I have a phobia of snakes. I said I didn't mind Nagini in the other one. Like she was cool. So
Yeah,
whatever.
certain snakes.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
But what were we even talking about? Yeah, that kiss, it was so forced. Like
At least
I'm
tell
like,
her to have like human teeth or something.
yeah.
like
Like
what's
what?
happening?
Like literally, that's how you know it's shit because like no one is fixing their mouth
Okay,
to
quick
kiss
question. Did that feel like the first time he's kissed her in that form?
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
Definitely was.
that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Job done then.
So how you with someone for that
Job
long?
done then.
No. It's the issue I have is the fact that he was just like,
Oh, he was lying. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's obvious. That's obvious. That's obvious.
no,
Because
yeah.
if we saw him, if he was doing like real lovey, we'd be like,
Exactly.
We wouldn't. Yeah. So you know, I'm not
just
having that
just
point. Sorry.
quickly still on Secret Invasion. So I saw someone tweeted basically that a person who could have been revealed as a Skrull was Sharon Carter. If you look back at all
I
of the
forgot
stuff,
she existed.
all of the stuff. Okay, but if you
I
look
don't
back
agree
at all
with
of the
that.
stuff that
I
she
don't
did
agree with
in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like her being what was the name that she
The
got?
pawn breaker.
Yeah, whatever the
Oh,
name
what
was.
was it? The
Power
broker.
Broker. Power
That was it,
Broker.
Pawn
Like-
breaker.
Yeah, but just like the whole Power Breaker stuff, like that could have been something that's like out of her character, whatever. So let's not use that as an example. But who do you think would have been characters that would have been better to have been revealed as Skrulls, or who could still be revealed as Skrulls? No. So based on what we've seen so far, like what characters do you think? No, just in MCU in general.
I mean, like, do they have to be in this show or
No.
can they?
No.
So in
So
their
like-
respective shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either could have been in the show or now is yet to come. Like if now they tell us in like who do you think would be a good ideas to be Skrulls?
Black in America.
Why?
Why not?
What? Because you wore that suit.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
literally.
Only a scroll would wear that suit.
Like plus if you're trying to like again let's ignore who he is and just think about the position of Captain America and what comes along
It
with
would
that.
make sense.
You would need like someone
I would say
like
that.
in that position for like Americans as a symbol. You want to infiltrate that,
It would make
right?
sense.
So you want to
Yeah.
infiltrate like someone that's supposed to be a national symbol and all
Mm.
and all that.
I
So
was gonna
he would
say,
be a good candidate. Plus, it'd be so easy to infiltrate him.
Yeah,
Like,
What's
yeah.
his name? Bucky would be a good one. I think.
I don't think so. With all the mental shit that he has, like that's just. More
No,
work
but I
than-
just mean like, like if we see him and he's fighting like and he's getting into his Winter Soldier state, and he's fighting someone, whoever it is, whatever.
Nah, because
And then we're thinking, oh shit, Bucky could get clapped here, and it's against someone that is like kind of on the same level, and then he gets clapped, and then it's a scrum. Like, oh,
like whatever
If
Skrull's trying to
anything, if he's a
imitate
Skrull,
him,
he'll be good. because
Like,
the
yeah,
Bucky is trash now.
whatever Skrull's trying to imitate him is probably in therapy.
Doctor Strange,
I don't make sense though.
because he got, as you would say, he got best by Spider-Man. That isn't really Doctor Strange.
No,
kind
Doctor
of
Strange was a
character.
pussy, y'all. That was why. That's not.
Yeah,
because
so
he's a
yeah,
Skrull.
him being a Skrull would explain that.
No, if Doctor
Oh.
Strange starts being effective, then we can say he's a Skrull.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how
that's
it
what I mean.
works.
If Doctor
Okay,
Strange comes
alright,
like
yeah,
bare
yeah.
powerful now,
Okay.
No, but
Because
we
the
know he's
previous
best
one was a
powerful.
Skrull.
now though it's different because now he's been Doctor Strange for time.
Yeah,
like,
and he's opened a dark hold
Yeah.
and like.
it can be more plausible that he would be stronger.
If he was
now.
on Earth around people,
yeah.
I'd agree with you.
Mm.
Like Wong would be a good one. I don't care about Wong now, to be honest, but like someone like him, because it's like, oh,
To be fair, yeah, one could be a good one.
Yeah.
One could be a good one
Bruce
because he
would be a
seems
good
to
one
have
as
his fingers in a lot of different.
he's the
things going
worst
on.
Sorcerer Supreme though.
You know.
Yeah,
you
and
He's
that's
know,
the
that
worst
could be
one.
why.
He's actually very shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him out.
What's his name?
Got fist up by
Hawkeye.
Abomination in Shang-Chi as well.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. That's a good sort of
I
like.
mean,
Skrull
Hawkeye's
now.
finished.
He's dead, man.
No, of course,
He's
but
dead.
like because you know they're gonna still. Well, I don't know if they'll do that.
Hawkeye's
now.
wife though, that'd be hilarious. Just
I like her.
just to mess with him.
Yeah.
Kick him while he's down.
Yeah.
I could not care about that guy.
Ant-Man's daughter. Get her out.
You know what? Yeah, she should.
Get
have.
her out.
Yeah,
and
you know
Wasp
what?
as well. Get her out.
They're not gonna
Get
do
her
that.
out.
It's
They won't
too
do
work.
that. Hank Pym.
That would be a good
Even
one.
Janet.
Fucking
Janet,
there you go.
Janet would be a good one
Hank
because
and
she was
Janet
away
would be
for
a good
so long.
Yeah.
Janet would be a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Janet's fine being. I think she's just weird. Like, you know, having all that tantric sex with that guy.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm like,
Oh,
you
man
know
said
what?
tantric, you know.
She's experienced a lot of shit.
We didn't get that scene, but okay.
We did.
I mean,
The
she
fact that she
explained
didn't
it.
talk, yeah, the fact that she didn't even talk about it, and then my man came in and said like,
So you know, what? Her just being human is just funny. Just for that.
I feel like we need to see her powers again because I don't
we
like
don't-
how
we
I don't
really
know what she has.
I don't
care
like
if she
how
ever
we
shows
just
up
went through
again.
that whole Ant-Man film and we didn't get her powers.
She just has glowy hands.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't need to
it.
see anything with her or
Like,
them
well,
again. Honestly,
But yeah, I think who else would be good?
I mean, we
I don't want to
mentioned-
say Shang-Chi because he hasn't even really.
Oh, her
done
friend.
anything.
His friend. She needs to die.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point to them?
No,
Like,
to
if you're a
put-
scroll,
no,
like,
no,
why
but
do I
it
wanna
makes sense
say-
for her to be the Skrull because it's like, oh, she's getting information about this whole 10 rings and whatever.
Mm.
Like they asked for both of them,
Mm.
so maybe they
I
already
don't
knew.
think like we know enough of how much the Ten Rings would be influential for the scrolls for me to like.
But that makes it all the more interesting for the all the more reason why the Skrulls would be after it and why it kind of has a level of intrigue.
Wakanda was a Skrull. Anyone.
They can't be. If they're gonna do anything from the comics, if they make them scrolls, that's just some new MCU shit, then whatever. But from the precedent we've got in the comics, they can't be, because there's a whole different. Well, yeah, I don't think honestly I can't even say that. I don't think I'll be mad because at this point I'm just apathetic to the whole MCU shit. It's just whatever.
So just on the Sharon thing, I was just reading a bit more. So there was a part in I guess Falcon and Winter Soldier where she's like leaving this building and she's like on the phone with someone talking about how the super soldier serum is like off the menu or whatever, like but they're gonna still try and get hold of it. And they were saying that if that person's a scroll, like maybe not Gravik that she would have been speaking to, but someone who's like a high up scroll.
The scientist.
Yeah, you could have been a scientist. Yeah, that could have been like a good link for it.
Yeah, the one in the scroll. The one. Yeah. in
But
the
these are
scroll.
fans like coming up with this stuff. Like this is better than
And
stuff
and
we're
that
that
getting
tells
already.
you,
Like,
and that tells you they're not gonna do that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know whatever it is, it's not
Respectfully-
that. So it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Respectfully, Sharon is like one. I would say Sharon is not of the. She's a good character, but she's not of the character to the point. Like she's kind of like my man in Wakanda, like white man,
Ross.
Martin Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Like,
she,
yeah,
but they
like, we
said
like
it-
him,
she could
but
be more than that because like
she
she's
could
got the
be.
pedigree for it. She's got like
But
Peggy Carter,
I'm
all
saying
of this
based-
stuff.
based
Like
on
she should be
Peggy.
more than she is.
Based on the films that we've had, like she isn't a main role yet.
Well, of course.
Like, and I think for her, I do think it is a good storyline for her to do this whole power broker thing. I guess she's going against the whole whatever her and her auntie, was it her auntie, her mum, her grandma? I don't know who it was. Grandma, yeah. That I
It was
kind
her
of
au-
like
it was her
that.
aunt.
I kind of like that if they develop it. But I do think once we do get into
It's her
like
aunt,
proper stuff,
Peggy.
they should there has to be prevalent characters. It has to be prevalent characters.
What's her name? I think you mentioned
Yeah.
it earlier. Ross's ex-wife,
Like Thor
Thunderbolt's
would be
the
good.
lady,
Oh, Val.
and whatever.
it
Yeah,
Val?
Val.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could be a Skrully type character with her all like invade Wakanda. This is all good because like they're looking for weapons that can
Yeah,
eradicate the human race and all that. That could be.
I think Thor's a good one because then it just begs the
Thor.
question. It just begs the question: where is Thor? Like a lot of these characters, it's more of
I don't care.
where is the character rather than.
Give a fuck about.
And also,
Thor,
it would
bro.
forgive Thor, Love and Thunder.
Like I really don't give a fuck
It'll
about
forgive,
Thor.
it'll
bro.
forgive Love and Thunder. Like, and you know what's mad? He
You know-
even he admitted how like bad the film was. Like they all
Yeah.
admitted how.
Oh,
they
Chris
were just-
Hemsworth,
Yeah,
innit?
they
To
were
the point where I
fucking
don't
bad.
even think it's gonna be in the MCU anymore.
Nah,
Frankly.
he has to.
You
He has to
know,
redeem himself.
you know what's funny? Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get to a stage where we're gonna be asking ourselves, was it Taika or was it someone else? Like
it was Taika.
overarching, like because look at how like we've been saying a lot of this stuff around it has been dead.
Taika.
Like we might get to a stage where we're like, you know what, we need to cut some of these directors some slack because they can't all be shit. Do you know what I mean?
It was Taika.
I don't want to get to that stage, but I feel like it might get there.
What do you mean?
Can you imagine?
Even if that became,
I will never apologize to Taika.
even
but
if
yeah.
that became a thing,
yeah,
Taika is an exception to all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like he is genuinely trash.
like I'll say he's the catalyst. Like,
and the thing
I'll,
is, like,
I'll pin the blame on
I
him.
will never forgive population in general
Yeah,
for ever thinking he was good. When
know.
especially,
Nah, he's a
good
especially when I've
director.
been
He's a
saying
good
like that nigga
director,
was
man.
trash, and then all of you.
listen,
were
I'll
like,
stand
oh,
on
he's
that
okay, he's
Ragnarok
okay.
was good. Like
He's a good
I'll stand
director.
on
Nah, bro.
Ragnarok
He's a
being
good
good,
director,
but
but he
Nah,
fucked
bro.
up.
my agenda is that
Jojo
Ragnarok
Rabbit's good as well.
it wasn't just his pen. Like there was
It was.
there were other people,
It was.
but for Love and Thunder was him alone.
And the reason,
like,
you know it was is because of how like he behaves. Like he's one of these people where as soon as you like don't let him have, he's a kid. As soon as you don't give him his thing, he starts throwing tantrums. Like even look at the press run. He was saying, "Oh, they're working as hard and blah blah. I didn't get what I want and literally everything." So that's him, 100% him. And you know at that time, Feige had got so much credit. It was like, okay, whatever, do what you want. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
cool.
Bance.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. So MCU is pretty much. I don't want to say dead to me, but it's.
Are you lot completely done? Marvel, like you lot not
I
reading?
told you, the boys and Invincible. I'm there. I'm not here for MCU anymore.
No comics or anything like. I'm assuming you lot don't
I
read
haven't
comics
even
anyway.
read a comic. in
Nah, I
God
read
knows
a
how long.
comic
Can
in
I borrow
time.
it?
Damn.
Listen, you read.
Yeah, get some heritage.
Read some
Get
real
some
shit.
heritage in there.
Real shit.
Yeah. So you said-
Ah,
Was
real
it for the
shit.
Black Panther part, is it in here?
There's even a good Deadpool story
Oh,
in
yeah, that- that case,
Secret
never
Invasion.
mind.
Yeah. Everyone, I would say, try to keep up
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
well, not
that's
people
right.
here because I know you won't. But the X-Men comics are very good right now.
Can you imagine what they're gonna do to X-Men when they bring him in?
Nah, they're not
God
going to
forbid.
Honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, lot, like I don't think that's gonna be good.
Nah,
will be.
If they're
it
gonna
won't.
do this whole fuck shit, it's not gonna
It
work.
will
bro.
be.
Even Fantastic Four, I was reading
Respectfully,
something
X-Men is
like
better than Avengers, so let's not do that.
it's gonna be
What?
Galactus in the next film.
It's better than
or for
Avengers,
The
so
next
we'll
Fantastic Four. Okay,
I
like
really
I'm just not hyped for anything that's to
Mate,
come.
anything MCU. I'm
Yeah.
just at this point. It's kind of like until I see something that's good,
Mm,
whatever.
Okay.
mm.
Like I'm strictly on word of mouth in terms of interest.
Wait, Sang, your oldest child, do they watch like? Have they watched any?
No.
Are they're not
They don't-
old enough?
They don't watch. No.
Oh, okay, cool. Would you get them to watch MCU stuff?
I don't know what age I would introduce them to the Infinity Saga,
Yeah,
but it also depends on the outcome of this saga.
yeah.
If this one's really dead, then
Honestly, I like at this point, I don't think I'll
yeah.
make my kids watch it.
I
Like
don't-
if
I
they
don't-
watch it of their own accord, like
Yeah, I don't
when I
wanna-
get kids
Damn.
anyway. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm-
Damn.
that's a bit.
Jesus
That's a bit too much.
Christ.
But,
Nah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
but yeah, you might introduce them to trauma if this one turns out to be really bad. But what I will say is, the only way I could be back to the MCU, you're saying, are we like? out
You're
of the
basically
MCU or
there
not?
from what I've heard today.
Yeah, I'm like
No, you're on the other side. Stand there.
no, no.
There's a bridge. There's a bridge. You can come back, but you know.
No, like I want to go back.
No.
How are you gatekeeping the bridge?
The whole barbecue situation again.
I'm done.
No. If they pay it off with something amazing, like i.e., I don't know, the X-Men come and they fuck up all the Skrulls and all the Black Widows around the world,
That sounds shit.
and they're saying, no, they're saying, oh, look, the Avengers are the reason why all of this is happening, and we need to come out of hiding now. Then yeah, that would be great. Or for example,
That would be so mad. Just
that'd be insane.
the
Like
X-Men just beating up Black Widows. Like why?
Yeah, because,
I need every time they drop down. I need the theme tune.
well, yeah, Avengers versus X-Men, isn't it? Like it's a
No,
story.
that needs a real saga. That needs. I feel like that needs
Yeah,
like 4
it-
films and a TV show.
Like if they did it all on purpose for something.
That's overkill.
Nah. Nah. That's when I'll be front and center with the pitchforks. I swear to God, that they can't do that.
And that was
The
good.
maddest
But
thing
you
is
like
as well.
end
The maddest,
end up.
That's what I'm saying. But the scale that you're talking about, we're not gonna get.
Nah, X-Men is
Yeah.
defensive order.
the maddest thing is as well though is like the story would be shit, but because the fights would be good, he'll be like, yeah, we're back.
I don't
we're
even
back.
think it will, based on what we're
Hold
seeing
on,
so
you
far.
think? Wait.
I don't
Yeah.
think the
I
fights
am.
will be
This,
that
do
good.
you know what I've
think
talked
I'm
about
Action Man
Anubis?
over story
Yeah,
man?
he's action man. You're
Oh, you don't-
when it comes to Marvel,
you
you're
don't know me,
action.
bro. I'm
You're
sorry.
action
You don't
man.
know- no, you
Yeah,
don't know
I've
who I
clocked. When it
am. Nah,
comes
you
to
don't know- that's him.
nah, when it comes to Marvel,
you point that over here.
you're
That's
action
him.
man.
That's
Nah.
him.
I like
With
action.
him,
I
it's
like action. But
with him,
I'm
it's
like,
characters that don't waver. That's him.
Thank
You're
you.
action man.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
bang
not
bang
action
bang
man.
bang.
That's
No
a beat.
way.
You're
No.
bang bang.
No, what
That's
you're
a
talking
beat.
about? Sorry.
Nah, I clocked it.
No,
I
that's not
clocked
what you're
it.
talking about. I'm
Mm.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Mm.
Everything.
I'm glad
is
I didn't
always
have to
story
say
first.
that.
It's always story first. I just think the fight scene was decent,
Mm.
and suddenly, oh, action man first. Nah, get out of here. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. That's slander. That's slander to my name. I'm actually not having that today. That's not saying, oh yeah, no, forget DiCaprio, forget Meryl Streep. Oh, Bruce Willis.
I said it in Marvel or in MCU. In other films, I don't know because I haven't watched them. So I can't discuss them with you.
MCU. Only the films with story are good.
What?
Only the films with good story.
Okay.
That's why Ragnarok was good.
Thank you.
Okay, that's
Every
your
time I
opinion.
hear
that's your
Ragnarok, I
opinion.
get
That's
pissed
your
off.
opinion.
Yeah.
Ragnarok was a good story, and it was a good film.
That's your opinion.
Okay, that's you.
No, that's you.
Infinity War was great, good story. Endgame was great, good story.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Soldier was great, good story. Like all the films that I rate, I've got good stories. Guardians of the Galaxy, good story. Not the second or third. I don't really know what we name it anymore. But Avengers, good story. Captain America 1, good story. Thor 1, good story. Oh, that's your. That was when Thor was your boy. That was
If
Thor
the
was
story
your
was
boy.
important to you, I don't think you would give Secret Invasion a 6. This TV series is a bit too high.
Please.
Like the story alone.
I gave it
Okay.
6.5. I gave
So
it
is
6.
it-
I gave 6.5.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay, but the music. Okay, all right. See, this is what I'm saying. The story might not be good, but what else was good? The music was good.
I said story first. You said
didn't
story
like the
first.
music.
Yeah, but okay. But let's be serious now. When we're watching something, I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys. But when you're watching something,
Mm-hmm.
do you just pick one thing and be like, okay, if this is good, then this is what I'm rating this whole film on? Or do you think, oh yeah, you know what? There was actually a collective that went into this.
Always
Be
collective.
like, oh,
You
yeah,
just-
the music was good. I mean, oh, the music was good, but the performances were The action was good. I'm talking about in general now. But that was good music. Memorable is different to good music.
Again, are you talking about the music? The music in the intro?
I'm
Because
talking about-
for me,
I'm talking
music
about
had no
technically-
footprint in this show whatsoever.
I'm talking about technically, as a technical show, the show was good. Apart from, as you were saying, the CGI, a bit iffy. The CGI and I will say the camera angles in the execution when Graphic was talking in his speech, the last scene, that was a bit iffy. Outside of that, everything else was quite good.
You know, Gravik's accent pissed me off.
I knew one of you would say that.
What?
I knew one of you
Where
would
is
say
he
it.
from?
In it,
His
like when it
accent.
changed to that whole
Yeah.
You
UK
lot would
typical,
say
that. Yeah.
You lot just have a
wherever
problem
it's
with
from
British.
accent.
I think
that
he's
was
northern,
racist.
isn't he?
Nah, you know what it is? Yeah, in these American things, I hate British people. Like the accent
Self-hate,
really
crazy.
Except the woman in Secret, the older woman in
She was,
whatever her
she
name
was
is. Yeah,
so
hers
excellent,
fine.
and I love
I
her.
like that
Every
English,
time I see
yeah.
her,
The white
I
woman.
love her.
Olivia
Yeah.
Colman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what
She
it is?
is good in
The girl,
everything
it's the
I've
girl
seen.
from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ruined it for all of us.
What's her name?
The the
Nah, not
ginger
his
girl.
accent.
Graphic is
Nah,
good,
not for
man.
me.
I don't know. Like this is you know, I'm not saying
Do you know who pissed me off? Whose acting is so mid?
actually
Is,
fuck off.
Daenerys.
You know what?
Her
I
acting
thought
is
that.
so mid.
You know what? I thought that. I
It's
thought that.
so mid,
Yeah,
bruv. Like,
I didn't think it was
it's so
great.
bland. It's like
Yeah.
Oh,
if
you
if
talking about
had-
wait, you talking about as Daenerys?
No,
No,
as
no,
Gaia.
As
As Gaia.
Gaia.
Yeah.
Like,
It just felt like. Yeah. It felt like
I
she
don't
didn't.
agree, but I'm just saying.
It felt like she didn't give it her all. Like it was just, and maybe that's
Honestly,
scripting it.
I don't think that.
Maybe
I
it's
think
script.
she was trying. That's
Nah,
the
I don't
thing that's
think. I don't
getting
think
me.
she was. I don't think. She
I don't
was.
think like. Honestly, I think like that was she was trying because I don't think she goes in trying not to try.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was trying.
You have to
It-
give
it-
them like at least the benefit of the doubt that they
Yeah,
are
like
trying
she
their
was
best.
trying, but and it just didn't. I literally just like bland.
What about her in Game of Thrones?
She was fine.
She was like okay in it. Like
No, like
Nah,
she-
let's
like,
not
they
do
were all-
okay
like,
now.
The performances,
not
her
do
performances
okay.
were great in Game of Thrones
Yeah.
and whatnot. And again, character decisions aside, like just
Yeah.
performance, like no problem with that at all. I'm just
It was
talking about. I said her performance in this. I'm not like I used Daenerys as a
Like, I
identifying
think she
her.
phoned it in this. Like
I don't think
it's,
so.
it's a payday.
I don't think
and
so. I think, and I don't know whether or not like that bland performance as far as I'm concerned. I don't know whether or not that's more the script and whatever like was in
Yeah.
there was not enough there for her to sort of chew on.
I feel like it's her delivery. It's like the
or
last
that-
scene
that
with
was-
Olivia Colman where like oh you're gonna need more than that to stop me.
And
Like,
that-
I was like,
cringe.
like come on, I don't feel
Cringe.
you're not threatening.
In it,
Yeah.
yeah.
What I will
yeah.
say, what I
It's
will
like,
say,
I won't be threatened. I won't be followed. Like, no,
I will
stop.
say a problem is the fact that she looks like her. She looks like Daenerys. Like she, at this point, I feel like she needs to look different in order for people to kind of connect with her
She had a
differently.
bob. Like, she
Yeah,
had
it
short
was the
hair.
hair. It was the hair.
I-
but
honestly,
yeah,
I
but she
wasn't
still
even think- I
looked like
wasn't-
Daenerys,
I can't
though.
even agree with that because I wasn't even thinking about Daenerys as far as like this is
Nah.
the same actress. I'm just looking
Oh,
at
that's
you
what I'm
as
saying.
like
Yeah.
someone who's supposed to be this Gaia person, like, and that didn't really do it for me. Like, if you could even say, if you've seen Olivia Colman in, I think that's her name, if you see her in pretty much anything else, you could argue she's doing the same thing.
She's got
But it-
range. Yeah.
But it,
Nah, Olivia
but it
Colman's a
wor-
better
but
actress,
it
though, so
works.
that's
Like,
not-
she
yeah,
is
that's not-
she is so good. Like that whole.
Yeah, but
You
she's
don't
a
know if she's
seasoned
taking you
veteran,
seriously,
like,
but
let's be
you
real,
know she's damn near serious about everything she's done. Like, she was great. She was excellent.
like. That's the,
I just hate that ending with her. What they made her do, like that pissed me off.
that was a good ending. I will say. Oh yeah, I would say it. It's a good ending. Secret Invasion.
It kind of felt forced. The it looks like what's her name? Sonya.
Yeah.
Sonya. Yeah.
Who's that?
She's basically the new Nick Fury, and Guy is the new Captain Marvel.
I mean, she's a lot more competent than Nick
She's what
Fury.
Nick Fury should have been.
Yeah,
basically.
in terms of competence, in terms of how she's
It's not
handled
even
things, it
close.
was like you know what, she's getting it done.
Based on the show.
I'm fine
We
with
don't
that.
know.
I'm
Like, if
fine
that's the
with that.
case, good. But again,
I mean, the guy's left Earth. Like, so forget
yeah,
him.
I'm fine with it as long as they don't make her make the stupid decision with the roadie shit. Because if they start making her do that, like, just what's the point?
I
Just
think the
kill her.
fact that she was like, you know, like I use you, you use me. I'm like, you know,
yeah,
what,
she's
fair.
not on that. Like,
Yeah,
not
like-
not on this friendship thing.
Yeah, like she's like straightforward. The thing I'm saying about is the whole like making her make stupid decisions, like not shooting Rhodey when she was supposed to.
I mean, it
like
wasn't her
things like
call.
that.
I mean,
As
that
long
was
as they're
not-
not
that was
making
my
her
point.
do
It's not her
stupid things
call.
like that, she's excellent.
Yeah.
When those guards were getting like taken down, did you guys think it was Sonya or someone else?
The girls.
The guards for guarding the president.
I didn't know it was gonna be Nick.
I didn't-
I can't lie.
I didn't know it
Um,
would be her.
Oh no, I knew it would be her. No, I think it showed
No,
us
did
it
you-
was
no,
her
but
quite
remember
early.
they got shot. Did you know it was her who was shooting them down?
No, wasn't it
She-
Nick at that point?
No,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they showed.
they showed her like
She called in
dragging one
first
of
to be
them.
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
She called Rhodey first to be like, oh, Nick's gonna come. So I knew she was gonna get involved at some
yeah.
point. So I thought, yeah, it probably would have been her. Because I was like, yeah. Well, I guess at this point the reveal wasn't that it was Nick. That Nick Fury wasn't that it was Gaia being Nick. So I was like, okay, yeah, no. Sonya's like she's handling the president. He's handling Gravik. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, like he didn't even do that. He just told her to dress up as him. Like, what would have happened if Gravik was like, you know what, get out of the circle? What then? That was like a stupid plan. Like if you just pushed Gaia away and then he got the Super Scroll and then what should have done? Should have just been sitting there.
I was thinking that when I was watching that.
I
But
should have been
But I think that. But,
no
I
match
no, but at that
finished.
Yeah.
moment, you know, when he goes to turn it on, that's when she drops to the floor. That's when she's like,
Yeah.
hunched over.
You should have just kicked her off. Like, I
No,
don't
but I
know.
feel like they probably didn't explore it enough because I think one of you lot said it earlier. They probably should have explored the whole relationship between Graphic and Fury, which probably would have made that scene make more sense, and which would have made Graphic's like turn in what you were saying in killing his friend and whatever.
Mm.
Like you said, he clearly has daddy issues, but we don't know. Like all we saw was that talk that he gave in Brixton to Graphic. That's all we saw, and it's like, hold on, we kind of need to be we need to be a little bit more than that in order to.
Yeah, I saw him reject one hug, and then apart
Yeah.
from that, it's like, oh yeah, no. Like,
It's like if we saw Graphic kill the guy that he took the face off, like if we saw him when he was telling him to saying that to Fury, like we saw it, we'd be like, okay, yeah,
that's my issue with Shang-Chi, like the whole like exposition,
yes,
and that's just the way they ordered things. Like,
I
why
hate
am I
that.
watching a movie in flashbacks?
I hate that. Yeah,
Like, I would have preferred Shang-Chi would have been a much better movie if you start off with him as a young kid killing this man, and then you see him try to live a normal life, and then or you see him like I guess as a young boy, his mum dies, he gets trained, and then he kills that man, and then he goes off. Rather than here he is as a valet, and then flashbacks every now and then. I'm like, I don't care about this.
and they still could have left it as like ambiguous as whether he killed him or not. Like before we even get to the whole thing, it could have been, oh, we don't
Yeah.
know if he's actually killed him or not. Like we just know he's been sent.
Yeah,
But then when he's like, oh yeah, I killed him, it's like,
yeah, exactly. He just
cares?
he just says it to his friend, and I was like, I'm gonna kill my dad now. I'm like, this holds no
there's a
weight.
big dragon coming. Like
Exactly.
he gives a fuck right now.
And then the way his dad's get his soul sucked out of him, like, good tips from Precious, I'm guessing. And then he just gets slumped on the floor, and he just leaves behind him like okay, like what happened there?
That is a mad sentence.
Wait. Isn't it also crazy that like there's like a world level threat and none of the Avengers appear? Like I know that Nick has to be the one to contact them.
Every time Nick kept saying that, it's like, oh, why don't you call one of your Avengers? Like, I was like, this is the most sort of like obvious, like trying to put an explanation to answer that question. When in real life, like this is not a thing. So he kept giving the explanation. Well, if one of them came, there's a possibility they could get turned, and now you have an Avenger that's a Skrull.
Yeah, but then you give the DNA anyway, so it's like, well, like
This is what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you don't want one Avenger coming through, but you give them literally like 20 or whoever else like DNA.
And how well do you even know Gaia before you to be like, yeah, you know what, she'd be a good Super Skrull.
And then,
I
given that
trust
she defected,
Yeah.
like she defected and went rebel.
I will say that's why I kind of said he probably done it because he felt that he's the reason why her dad died in it.
Nah, I don't care.
That's stupid.
That's
I don't
what I'm
even,
saying.
why are
That's
you
what I'm
even
saying.
bringing it out in the first place? And if you're bringing it out, you don't give that to anyone.
I mean, he had to do it so that they
Didn't
didn't
have-
bomb bloody Russia, innit? Otherwise, they would have bombed Russia. And
Nah,
everyone
because
would've
that was already foiled.
died. No, not at that point.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
But the president scene happens after that, isn't it? Like,
Well, but
No, it was happening-
the
it was
things
happening
happened at the same time.
Those two things were happening at the same time. But to Anthony's point,
okay,
to Anthony's point, and this is what I was saying with the whole hospital scene, they could have ended that a lot quicker if they weren't standing there doing, "Oh, trust me,
I
Mr.
would say
President." Blah blah
that
blah.
should have been the main aspect of the episode, though. Like that plot point of the hospital scene, rather than the big scroll thing. That should have been the main point. But yeah, I give that.
And they have this all like CGI, but like no one's picked it up. It's just like
And
they're just fighting.
What do you mean?
These like super villains or super monsters are fighting.
To be
And
fair, they're
You
in
think
Russia.
Thor's just gonna be flying around and be like, "Yo,
They're in Russia.
no,
so
as in that's what more like satellites and stuff. Like
yeah.
people are noticing the aftermath and all of that.
you might see
The
that
only
in the next one.
explanation
You
you
might
could,
see that in the
we
next
Yeah.
one."
might see in the next one. The explanation would be like it's Russia. They've got their own state.
And what's
whatever.
happened to this emerged celestial body? Like what's happened to that
Which one?
from
Who
Eternals?
cares?
Oh yeah, that's up north somewhere.
We get to it when we get to it.
That's
Yeah.
up in Antarctica or whatever that
Well,
is.
I need to know what's happening with Blade.
I really don't care. Mashallah Ali does seem like he wants to do it. So
Nah, I think he wants to do it, but I think he said the script was dead. Meaty. Only 2 action scenes.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He said it was dead, so that he's not doing it.
why does that not surprise me?
honestly, at this point, they should just scrap it.
Please don't.
Get rid of the Jon Snow curse. Apparently,
No, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, guys.
apparently anything he's
Kevin,
doing is
I
fine.
have faith that you can get back to the level that you gave us when you were, doing the thing.
Long story short, MCU dead.